Jay Thomas Show. Howard 101.
It's Jay Thomas, the host. Jay Thomas, the host.
I can't stand it, I tell you. I love you guys are the best.
Jay Thomas Show.
It's the weirdest and the wildest.
Horrible. Call 888-STERN-101.
Your name is?
Jay Thomas.
The Jay Thomas Show.
The Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas.
Well, you'll be happy to know that it's cold and wet in California, and people always, I think they think we're trying to keep them away from here, Shuli. You and I, somebody said they were coming on vacation here. We talked to them on the phone, and when? They said, May or June. And we both said, no, you don't want to come to California in May or June. It's freezing and wet, or not wet, but freezing. The water's never warm. So
it's not what they say on the California commercial, Jay.
That's right. But if you come here, please, and you leave, take someone with you. That's our.
It's the new commercial.
It's our motto. By the way, I just saw this last night as I was walking out of here. Axl Rose has refused to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, jeez.
He's against it.
Way to stick to your guns, Axl.
Because he's...
Show them who's boss, man. They need you. You don't need them.
No, I mean...
What an idiot.
You know their names, but how many really huge songs have they had? I mean...
Who, Guns N' Roses?
Yeah, I mean, how many really big...
Listen, the first Appetite for Destruction is one of the greatest albums ever. From song 1 to I think 12 or 13. It's amazing. Then they slowly started tailing off after that.
Honeymoon was over.
Yeah, but that first album, epic.
Isn't it kind of methamphetamine music now, though? Isn't it?
No, it's regular rock and roll.
Really? Mm-hmm. I'll play a little bit, but he's not going to show up. And he has said that no one should accept the award for him, nor should they mention his name while the award is given out. But all the other band members will show up, and he, of course, is on the road with another band that has none of the original band members in it. But does he call it Guns N' Roses? Does he own the name? Maybe?
No, I think Slash owns the name.
Right. Okay.
Or no, maybe he does, because I remember, I don't know, one of them fucking owns it, and the other one went around with a stupid name for a band.
They're not Guns N' Roses.
See, and this is Al. Al goes to the one song that everybody knows that's been played to shit. I'm so disappointed in you.
Perfect, Al. That's perfect.
It's so easy. Rocket Queen, anything.
Hey, Al.
Michelle.
I want the most obvious fucking song, okay? I never want easy. I always want easy.
This is a great fucking song. Turn this up, Al. Come on.
I refuse to accept this award. I don't care how great you think I am. I refuse.
You know where you are? You're at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, baby. I'm not accepting.
Yeah. Leave me out of it. Right.
This album, I came up with my theory that every song ever written should end with "Shia." That sound he makes at the end. Shia.
Watch you bleed.
That's how I feel every morning on that train. I look over at the people across from me.
I want to watch you bleed.
Yeah. This does sound like bust down the door of the metal building, methamphetamine, desert shack.
Guy running around with powder all over his face, yelling, "I was just making a cake, man."
Wow. All right.
They were fucking awesome, though, in their day, man. They were the shit.
I thought another kind of interesting rock and roll headline was that Charlie Manson was up for parole.
Oh, I know. I saw this thing on Twitter come across the feed that said Charles Manson refusing to show up to his parole hearing today. And I wrote, well, with that attitude, you're never going to get out, pal.
Yeah.
You got to do the work. I mean, seriously.
He's gotten really uglier and uglier as time has gone on.
As if that's even possible.
Well, if you see the pictures of him, he's a very old man now, and the swastika.
It doesn't look cool anymore.
It does not look hip or cool. No, it looks like the fact that John Lovitz was on television last night because some kids drew swastikas and wrote the word Jew in maple syrup on the law.
What do you think John was going to eat it when he woke up?
Well, I don't know. Al, I didn't ask you to do this, and this is a spur-of-the-moment thing, but you've got to find John Lovitz. He's very upset, and it is a terrible thing.
Yeah, see? They put maple syrup on my lawn.
Are you serious about the maple syrup?
They did it on a friend of his walkway.
I mean, they're trying to say Jews are sweet.
It was high school kids took maple syrup and wrote Jew and then made the swastika, and it's horrible. It's a hate crime.
Does the sun bake it or something?
And you know what? It looks just like the swastika after about an hour or two in the sun. You're correct.
That's what I'm saying. You got to write it on something flat. Otherwise,
like the swastika on Charlie Manson's head. So those.
By the way,
things.
did you hear Manson? His thing about the swastika is he's making it like those Chinese tattoos everybody's got. He says the swastika is actually German and it means star.
This is really
people get those Chinese tattoos and they're like,
it's a tramp stamp if you want to take it right in the fucking mouth.
What if you do? You meet a chick in a bar. She's hot.
Yeah.
You get back to her place. You start making out. Get her clothes off. You're going at it. Then you flip her on all fours and right on that tailbone, right in that tramp stamp is a swastika.
What do you do, Shuli?
Well, you finish the job and then you tell her, I don't like you. Right at the end.
That's right.
Yeah.
You disgust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put a little maple syrup right on top of it.
I hate that you made me do this.
Yeah. Do we have John Lovitz? Now look, here's the other thing about, listen, certainly I'm a older, washed up comic myself, but there is surgery that you can have. And I don't know how you would do this. They have all these cards for bad breath, for BO, these little suggestions you can give. And there are even people that will, I guess they will email you or text you or leave you a message. We've had them on our show, these companies. John Lovitz needs his chin reduced and he needs the bags under his eyes sucked out. He needs that. And I don't even know how you would tell anyone that. He has plenty of money to do it, and I'm sure he has plenty of time to recover, and he'll look sort of like the old John Lovitz. So in his neighborhood, and it's a horrible thing, especially at the end of these holidays, that Ira is still out there having, free matzah buffets someplace and unable to come to work. Do we have him, Al? Poor John Lovitz.
It's loading now. Hold on.
All right.
I have two voicemails later on if you want to hear them from
I'll
Ira.
hear them. I will absolutely hear them.
He's singing on my voicemail to me.
Also, the Arkansas coach who was fired because he was on the motorcycle with a woman that apparently he was having an affair with, who was a former volleyball player, gorgeous 25-year-old woman. The coach is in his 50s. The press conference of him with a broken neck and his face completely smashed from the crash. As he's being fired, he wore his Sugar Bowl championship hat and his red Arkansas outfit as he was being fired, with Farm Bureau pictures behind him and pigs, a real fast pig, the picture of a fast, suey pig behind him. It had to be the saddest thing I've ever seen. And then he has to go home to his wife and 4 kids. Today it was announced that the woman that he was with, now, I don't know anything about these people. She had a fiance, Gianna.
Well, he must have been some hot 50-year-old.
He had to be. Well, he was the head coach. And he brought them, they were 11-2. I don't think people realize. You know what? I have to tell you what's funny. Being from the South, you have no idea how sexy college football is. Maybe basketball too, but college football, not the players, but the coaches are sexy. And people keep saying to me, what's with this, this Arkansas, this coach? He looks ridiculous. At Mardi Gras a couple of years ago, I go to this wild, underground Mardi Gras ball called the Mom's Ball. It's clothing optional. Anything goes. And once they close the doors to this place, you can do whatever you want to do. So I get an invite to this thing. And there's a coach who's now at Alabama named Nick Saban, and they won the national championship. He used to coach LSU.
Sure.
And years before that, he coached Michigan State. Every now and again, I get recognized as Nick Saban.
Really?
Especially if my hair is a little longer. And it's happened a half a dozen times. So everybody's completely loaded, screaming and yelling. The band is going nuts. And this man and this woman, dressed as, I think Caesar Augustus and Cleopatra. They are right near me. And they will not stop staring at me. And finally she comes up and she says, I know who you are, but we don't want to. And I'll say, it's no big deal. She goes, I know you're Coach Saban. That's what she said to me. So I said, okay, look, please don't tell anybody. Don't let anybody know.
You might as well be him.
She and her husband were from, I want to say Michigan. They had moved to Alabama, whatever. They invited me to have a threesome with them.
Sweet.
Because I was Nick Saban.
Awesome.
So in the South, these coaches are turned on to chicks like Wall Street guys walking around Manhattan.
Yes. Or like Alec Baldwin or movie stars or whatever. These college football coaches, it sounds stupid to people, but the coach at Oklahoma, right? The women have his picture up on the wall in Tulsa. I'm not joking. And they masturbate to him. Yeah, that's true. It's true. It's unbelievable.
Jay, I've just pulled up pictures from this ball you're referring to.
The Mom's Ball.
Yes. What was your
I hope there are no pictures of me. I really do.
What was your costume? It's from 2010.
I was there. That's the year I was there. This is what I did. I went and got a bunch of cloth snakes, these kind of snake-looking things, and I got little plastic dildos and penises and vaginas. I worked all afternoon, and I pinned like 50 of them to a tuxedo. And I wore a hat that looked like a condom or something. I kind of went as a tuxedo penis. That was, I didn't have enough time to really get a big, thing. Alan, we have Jon Lovitz. Yep. By the way, so Shuli, this is Jon Lovitz. When a comic is serious, or when an actor is serious, it really is odd because you still, you hear the comic in their voice. This horrible thing happened to his friend, maple syrup, a hate crime using maple syrup. Go ahead, Al.
Pat Harvey. And I'm Paul Majors. The hate messages were written in maple syrup on the front walkway. Now, one of the girl's mother could face criminal charges. CBS 2's Christine Lazar talked to a Hollywood comedian who took to social media to denounce the incident.
In what the LAPD is calling an ill-advised prank, police say 3 teens admitted to using maple syrup to draw a swastika on the front walkway of a Jewish family's home in Northridge, the home of one of their classmates. They also left feces on the doorstep. Comedian Jon Lovitz has now taken to his Twitter page to denounce the incident, calling it an insult to all.
And this is the worst thing you could do to terrorize a family outside of actually harming them physically. It's psychological damage.
Lovitz is childhood friends with the homeowner, who he says is the son of Holocaust survivors. The LAPD says because the swastika didn't leave permanent damage to the property, it doesn't rise to the level of a hate crime. But investigators are now looking into whether the mother of one of the middle school girls who admitted to the so-called prank could face criminal charges for driving the girls to the house in the middle of the night.
What's the difference between what they did and if someone drove their children to an African American neighborhood and they burned a cross on the lawn? It's the same, and it would be terrorizing.
See?
You know, this girl.
Lovett says he was picked on in school, and he says his friend's 14-year-old daughter has been bullied by the 3 girls.
Wow.
The comedian posted a photo that he says shows the girls making an obscene gesture at the camera. We chose to blur their faces. Lovett's did not.
Then you got 3 girls against 1. Well, now you got two against 3, and who else is going to join in this?
Police tell me if the mother is charged, it won't be until early next week because of the Easter and Passover holidays. And it's the proximity of the incident to these religious holidays that has so many in the community outraged.
Right.
In Beverly Hills.
After Sukkot, your ass is mine, pal.
Now listen, imagine, now we're talking Beverly Hills, and we're talking homes that
they probably had their butlers do this for them.
Well, no, this is probably certainly in a 1 million plus home neighborhood. Not that, in
That's
California.
Nothing there.
Well, yeah, I was about to say. But in this economy, it's probably 2 million, a few years back. So the mother drove the 3 girls to the home, and they put the swastikas in maple syrup and wrote Jew in maple syrup. But because you can wash the offending thing away.
And it's
quickly,
biodegradable, by the way.
Or you can put a flapjack on top of it and just get rid of it. It's not a hate crime. That was the stupidest thing I ever heard. Because it's now, of course, you, Shuli, would say you'll never be able to wash that image out of your head, right?
And your hands are all sticky.
All of it. So that was that. Also,
there's another theory, though, out there.
Yeah.
You know the other one, right?
No.
Lovitz did it himself for the press coverage. That hasn't been in the spotlight in years.
And these girls,
he's got
middle
maple
school
syrup on his hands as he's doing the press conference.
But what is odd is it really is hard to believe. You would hear this. These gang member moms would do this. But this is some lily white neighborhood, and wonder what religion these horrible people are. These maple syrup. Anti-Semites. That's actually a website.
Are we going to have to now show ID to buy maple syrup?
I don't know. I have no idea. But that's also Donald
Last time
Trump.
I heard from him, he was singing. He was singing in the movie. Here it is, The Wedding Singer, right?
Yeah.
It's Lovett.
Yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night. Ladies' night, and the feeling's right.
I've never seen it from this perspective before. Is this what I look like?
Oh, what a night.
Oh, yeah.
What great movie, The Wedding Singer.
Romantic lady, single baby, sophisticated mama. Come on, you disco lady.
Kind of a musical show up to this point.
Too bad the chicks with the swastika didn't do any songs.
Yeah, it's all bad. It's all bad. By the way, I received a couple of messages here concerning Mary J. Blige. Speaking of singers, she's been in the news, and she did a commercial, and it's been pulled by Burger King. And a real commercial pulled by Burger King because the word chicken is mentioned in it.
Meaning mentioned, it's about chicken.
It's about chicken.
It's because it's fried chicken.
You know what? But it's in a wrap. So you would think that, they would do it. Let's go to Frank of Texas. So far, Frank, we've discussed a lot of things. The show's very ADD and hyper. So you have to go back and forth. What did you want to talk about, Frank of Texas?
Hello?
Yeah, Frank.
Yes, Frank, go ahead. That sure wastes everything I understand.
My name's Mike, not Frank.
Oh, your name is Mike of Texas, yes. Who's back there answering the phone? It's me, Jay. I can't hear. Okay. All right, go ahead, Mike of Texas. Yeah.
Hey, you guys were talking about Axl Rose, and that guy's been an asshole his entire career.
Yeah.
Number one, they did a concert in St. Louis way back. I don't know if y'all remember this, but some girl was in the concert, had a camera, was just down front of the stage taking pictures, and he jumped off in her face, created a riot. They tore the whole, I guess the venue was a brand new venue, he caused a riot there. He crawled under the stage, got away. The police were looking for him. I went to a couple of concerts, took my wife because she was a fan, and after the opening band played, we sat for an hour and a half waiting for them to come on stage because his arrogant ass was backstage still taking a nap or whatever in his heroin-induced stupor.
Now, we don't know if he was in a heroin-induced stupor. We can't make that announcement.
But I can tell you that
we cannot make that announcement. That we have no idea about his use of drugs whatsoever. No.
Well, I can tell you that when I lived in Arizona in Sedona.
Or do we? I don't know. Do we have any facts?
No, I don't.
Gianna, you have any heroin-induced facts?
Unfortunately, I haven't kept up
No, we
with
don't.
Axel.
Mike, we can't be throwing that kind of stuff out there. Yes, go ahead, Shirley.
Well, I lived in Sedona, Arizona, and one of the jobs I had out there, I was a busboy at this place called the Enchantment Resort.
At the Crystal Palace?
This place was like, it was on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Like, we had to wear a tux to bus tables, and like, people would snap their fingers for us to come get them.
No, I got a visualize you waiting tables in a tux.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't even waiting. I was bussing.
Even worse.
And so this one time there was this, it looked like 3 chicks swimming in the pool right below the restaurant with huge high glass windows because it's overlooking all these Red Rock Mountains. And we see security walk down there. And when all 3 get out of the pool, we realize it's 2 chicks and a guy. And the guy is Axl Rose. And so they tell him that they can't skinny dip in front of the windows of the restaurant or just in general, you know? And he gets so pissed. He goes back to his, cabin or whatever that they rented, this whole villa, and he trashes the entire place and writes on the mirror, "Send me the bill, W. Axl Rose," and left. Took the 2 chicks and left. And my first thought was, what an asshole. And then I thought about it some more, and I'm like, that's rock and roll, man.
Absolutely.
I would love to get to that point.
And the blowing up of the stage and the hiding under the stage, it also keeps you from having to sing 4 or 5 more songs, and yet you've provided, 2 hours of concert.
Right.
It's got to be hard to sing that crap after a while, right?
Well, a buddy of mine, when they did the MTV Awards, he came back. They reunited for like the MTV Awards or something. They did one song. And he did the song live, and my buddy goes, "Boy, Axl's voice has really gone to shit." And my other buddy's like, "When did he ever have a good voice? It always sounded like that."
Well, didn't he get in trouble in Beverly Hills also? Didn't his neighbors dislike him? And,
Oh, this guy just gets in trouble everywhere.
He beat up his model girlfriend.
Wow. I've never understood. I know it's cool that they're musicians and all, but they're so skinny,
They're busy doing drugs.
We've said drugs another time now. We don't have any, but I mean, they're stringy, they're skinny. So after you sleep with a rock star, Gianna, what is there? And does a woman ever look at what she just slept with? Men do,
men do. Oh, really?
Men,
usually when we're running out of the fucking house in the morning.
Yeah, men go, holy, I just slept with that.
What the fuck did I do?
Yeah, what did I do? Do
I never
women
slept with a rock star?
Never with a skinny, long-haired, stringy rock star. Okay, because you wonder, even like women that will screw men because of their power, because of their their money. I mean, it's got to be weird when. And I'll say his name, it just popped in my head, like Donald Trump was a big mover with the women, but that hair has got to look odd.
I can't imagine the
in
mess
the morning,
that's under
always.
That suit. What's going on?
And I don't think
suit?
he's in fabulous shape, or I don't think he's.
I think during sex, he's staring at you like he stares at the celebrities in the boardroom when they're talking about their task. Like he's got those lips puckered. Going,
imagine the pressure.
And he's got that wrinkle over his eyebrow.
Right in the middle of banging her. He's just like, "You're project manager. Who do you bring back to the room?"
I think they bang him. I think he just sits there and they do.
Well, I don't think he does it. I think he's with this woman.
Phone. He's
with this woman for Malaka, whatever her name is. I've met him a number of times. I've never seen her smile ever. The wife. I don't know what her name is.
Same thing.
Melania.
If I was that rich, I would do the same thing. Like I'd be in the middle of having sex and I'd just pick up a phone and I just go, "I said sell, damn it, sell." Boom, hang up. It gets them hotter. That's why they're banging you for in the first place.
Let's go to Mike in Philadelphia. Mike, we've been here 24 and a half minutes. How do you think the show's going so far?
How do I? Yeah, legend. And start it off. Julie, I've seen you on the stand-up show before with Artie and them. I think you're the only funny one that ever did those shows.
Thank you.
But let's be honest.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah.
Does your skin crawl when Julie chimes in with these fucking stories with the worst timing and his little nasal voice?
Yes, horrible. The one about Sedona?
No, I don't mean
those.
Like,
which
for
one?
real.
Which
Like I like Julie.
No,
but
it sounds like you do.
This is some phone call.
And so you're asking me if my skin crawls when he begins to tell these stories that we know are going to go nowhere. Right?
Sorry, I interrupted the Nick Saban barn burner of a story. I'm so sorry. I am so fucking
How many
sorry.
people can say that somebody wanted a threesome with a national championship coach, and you're proud that you look like him? All right,
I'm just thinking what a mess that broad must have looked like. That's one of the
No, she was actually attractive, and it shocked me. And but anyway, so yes, Mike. So my skin does crawl when Shuli starts one of his never-ending stories. Yeah. All right, thank you, Mike. Mike of Philadelphia.
One of my fans. Thanks, Mike.
Just want to check how things are going. Well, it looks like that Mitt Romney is going to be running against that Barack Obama, and so now we're going to start hearing all of these commercials. They're going to start supposedly right after this weekend is over. The attacks are going to begin.
Smear campaign
in earnest. Do we have one of the first ones? Yeah. I believe.
Yes, it.
In this election year, the Republicans want you to believe that they have the right man for the job.
I'm in this race because I care about Americans.
I have friends who are gay. I accept them as they are.
And the president can't seem to fix Washington's problems either.
You know Barack, don't you?
Do you think this man has the answers to America's problems?
Obama can't stop it, you idiot. You know what? I'm probably paying for your unemployment with my taxes.
Jay Thomas pays taxes. Jay Thomas hates the homeless.
I believe that the homeless should be picked up at night and put to rest.
Would you elect this man for the presidency?
I would be great running one of these terrorist cells.
I wouldn't. That's why we're supporting Shuli Egar.
Prove me wrong.
This message was brought to you by Shuli Egar for president.
I'm Shuli Egar, and I approve this message.
Wait a minute.
I think you've hit the wrong button, Al.
It's on, bitch.
That's great.
It is on.
When did you do that? When did you approve the message is what I want to know.
If you like boring stories at the worst times, vote Shuli.
Speaking of Donald Trump, he has announced that yes, a transgendered women can now be in the Miss Universe pageant. They actually Miss Canada. A woman named
Miss Canada, your balls are sticking out of your swimsuit.
A woman named Jenna Talakova will compete for Canada's top spot, and Jenna Talakova used to be Mike Talakova, and no longer has a. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. After the organization allowed Jenna used to be a man, and had a addictomy. Had it taken off. It's early, and so now underwent a sex change 4 years ago after being born a male, and so now transgendered women. She was originally disqualified from the competition, so now she will represent Canada. And she's competing in the Miss Universe Canada contest. And so now here's the weird thing. Will they be announcing, do you think, that the person used to be a man, and will that affect the voting, is what people are worried about. Also, Chaz Bono is looking good for the Mr. Universe pageant, if you can just find a penis that'll, fit him. Now, Gianna, has anyone ever thought you used to be a man?
No, never. I'm far too curvy.
Al, you've thought that, haven't you, that she used to be a man?
Gianna, no, I don't think so.
We stare at each other the whole show.
You know what? You have this used to be a man feel about you.
I got to be honest.
You're a beautiful woman. You are a beautiful woman, but you have this used to be a man feeling.
There was
one
one day. No,
is that what you meant when you said I look like a rollerblade chick?
Well, no, that's
roller derby.
And now from the T-Birds.
No. Yeah, no. And I don't mean it as an insult because there's some beautiful.
Jay,
you were never a guy, were you?
Along with that.
I love that you asked the question. You were never a guy, were you? And then you have the balls to go, I didn't mean that as an insult.
And you're very beautiful, but
No, wait a second. I mean, you know what's weird is that you are a gorgeous woman, but there's a strength about you, and you look like you could actually hold someone down, and do your bidding with them, even if they were fighting against you, like a man would fight against you.
It looks like you could hurt me if I let you bang me in the ass. I don't know. That makes sense.
Here's the question: do they announce when other transgenders are going to sign up? By the way, in droves.
And now, Miss Canada, if you have a boner, you're gay.
No, you can't have a penis. That's the rule. You must have the
when
full
Mario
equipment.
Lopez is announcing their
So
walk.
who's making that final check? That's the real pageant. That's what I want to see. Who's the lucky bastard that gets to check all the vaginas before the competition?
Well, you know how Howard has signed up for America's, next whatever it is. I'm announcing now that I'm signing up with Donald Trump. I'll be checking for penises in the pants of the contestants with the microphone.
I mean, even if you find one, it's still a good day.
It'll be unbelievable. Hey, wait a minute. What is that? It's just a really big clit, Jay. No, it isn't. That's,
Hey, nice try, pal. You got to get up earlier than that to pull the wool over my eyes.
Let's go to George of the great state of Virginia. George, how many slaves do you own?
What's that?
I say, how many slaves do you own in Virginia? Everyone's always saying what a great state it is. It's a fucking slave state. They'd like to have slaves. South Carolina and Virginia would still like to have slaves. Anyway, George, that's just a thought that passed through my head for a moment. Go ahead. It's like a bullet passing through a person that ran up against the neighborhood watch in Florida. Go ahead, George. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll answer your question. I had 3, but I had to sell them because of the economy. Couldn't afford them no more.
You fucking asshole. I hate when the regular idiots are funnier than I am. George, yes, what'd you call about, George?
My question was, you said about some people thought you was Lou Saban?
Lou Saban. I mean, no, Nick Saban, not Lou. Lou's the old beat-up dead coach from 100 years. Nick Saban.
Were they blind or did they wear real thick glasses?
I'm not joking. No, I'm not kidding. The woman, they were not old.
They had beer goggles on?
No. The woman was good looking. I thought she was recognizing me as me, Jay Thomas. And it was shocking to me. And they absolutely would have fucked me because, or they wanted to be with me because I was Nick Saban, the football coach. That is absolutely, you know what? I swear on my wife's, I swear to my wife it happened. It's true. And I was in one of these plant nurseries, right? And so I'm buying some stuff and a guy comes up to me. Now remember, they hate him in Louisiana because he went to Miami for a year or two, and then he ended up at Alabama. So they hate him down there. But now they like the new LSU coach. So a guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, I know who you are," like that. I go, "Yeah, okay, cool." He goes, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I live here," or something like that. He goes, "You still have a house here?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, how you like Alabama?" And I realized he thought I was Nick Saban, this guy in this plant place.
Why didn't you have sex with the couple if she was hot?
You don't really want to have sex with people that you meet at a sleazy, sweaty, drug-induced, drunken
Where else
ball.
do you meet couples?
Church.
To have
Well,
sex with?
Church, yeah, I mean, synagogue. I didn't really have like a condom, and I didn't have like a penicillin shot with me. I mean, what was I going to do? Go in the parking lot? How about if in the middle of fucking the guy goes, "Hey, honey, that ain't Nick Saban." I'd have been fucking killed.
I'd know his dick anywhere.
You took your pants out, your wallet opened up.
And so so the guy at the store says something to me, and so now I'm Nick Saban, right? And so he kept asking me how I liked Alabama, and finally I said, can I be honest with you? As I'm walking out, you know what? Fuck LSU. Those fucking assholes like that. So this guy will never forget the day that he met Nick Saban, who said, fuck LSU. I like being another person. I like it.
I once got confused for Lou Holtz, which was weird.
You see that, you ruined, and this guy, I don't know who the guy, will call back the guy that said you told terrible story. Thank you.
Thanks for remembering, Al. One fucking thing you remember. Jerk off.
And he's from Philly.
Yeah.
Lucky I don't get this dude Gianna next to me and beat your ass, dude.
Let's go to Dan of Cincinnati. Hello, Dan. By the way, it's 888-783-7610, or many of you know it as 888-STERN-101. Yes, Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Jay, you're talking about this Miss Universe pageant.
Right.
Men getting surgery to compete in that doesn't make them women. They're just mutilated men.
If
no.
they're a woman, because they say they are.
No, they're a woman. They were born a woman, Dan.
Really? Well, then I'm an NBA first pick. How about that?
Well, they were trapped in a man's body. I mean, no, they were they were a woman trapped in a man's body, and so I don't know if there's a test, but they say that they feel as though. This is what Chaz Bono said. Chaz Bono wasn't a lesbian. Chaz Bono said, "I'm a man." And there was a mistake made. Now, and that's the difference.
Tell your penis that.
No, that's the mistake. That's the mistake. That's all. It's not in their brain. They are, if you woke up this morning and you suddenly wanted to watch, I don't know, the Today Show, let's say, we would know immediately that you were
a fan of penis.
Well, woman trapped in a man's
Maybe
body.
I am a man because I don't watch the Today Show.
If you thought, there you go. If you thought, like Matt Lauer was sexy, or you cared that Sarah Palin went on there, whatever the fuck it was, you would just have these feelings. That's all.
If the two shows you watched this week at night were the season premiere Deadliest Catch and Swamp People, that says that you're smoking too much weed.
I just got a text from someone that said, did you ever feel you were supposed to be successful? And that was a mistake that you made. You know what, asshole?
Tell your agent to stop texting you during the show.
Come on, stop it. Stop it. I'm, trying to make a point here. I'm trying to make everybody realize, let's go to Scott of Michigan. Yes, Scott, it's Jay Thomas. By the way, Garrett Andritz, he last Friday, he had already been to the emergency room a couple of days before. So
this is bullshit now.
No, wait a minute now. And he began shivering and ran a high fever and was hospitalized last Friday night with a terrible attack of kidney stones. He was operated on Saturday. Do you know all this, Shulin?
Yes.
Yeah. And what they did was they went in through his penis and they blew up the whatever it was.
Balloon.
And they put a stent into his kidney so that the hole would be bigger for the thing to come out of. And so then they blow it up and they send him back home on Sunday. He begins to urinate blood to such an extent that he goes back to the hospital again on Monday.
Wow.
He is released again on Tuesday. And as far as I've heard today, and this is the horrifying part. Hold on, Scott. Thanks for being, patient. They blew the stent up yesterday. They aimed some sort of a machine at the I don't know if it's plastic or it's whatever. And today he is pissing out the remains of the stent. I've never heard. God. Oh, it's all awful. And I could not feel worse for a person, but that's happening. And then Ira's not here because there's a free, breakfast at a Shalom Aleichem, whatever you guys do during this time. Scott of Michigan. Go ahead, Scott. Yes.
Jay, that's so much better. For over a year now, I've used your show as a diet plan, guaranteed to lose my lunch every morning by 7:30. So that's perfect.
Well, wait a minute now.
On schedule.
We did discuss anal fissures, or fissures, whatever you want to, fissures, just last week. Scott, I hear you, and I wanted to just bring up, that, and no, we will not have any hemorrhoid talk
what
today.
Is that what an anal fissure is?
It's kind of
See, we're doing it.
I'm really not a guy.
We're doing it.
All right,
I can't decide if I'm a guy.
Stop us right there. So, all right. Thanks a lot. By the way, Mickey Sherman, who, the great attorney, who somehow went to jail for a year. It was certainly innocent, and then had a date with Gianna.
It was not a date. He was a buffer, so you and I could go out.
When a woman, you were so excited about going out with him. And
I was excited about going out with you.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
And then the date turned into you weren't interested. And then after this, women do this all.
It was not a date.
Yeah, Shirley, am I right about that? They're all excited.
What does Shirley know about dating?
Well, I remember.
Then it flips.
I remember you telling Jay on that date when you guys when you guys were pissing in the men's room together that this is not a date.
That's right.
Thank you, Shirley.
You're right.
So Mickey went to jail, but he gave him his license back. He got out of jail and he went to the halfway house and then Nobu right after that. Yeah. you go right from
pretty close.
Right, and Howard was there and Sanchez was there. It was
big
kind
night.
of a big night.
See, you owe me.
And the sushi was mediocre, but and $293 later, hell, what a great time. So Mickey will be on in just a little while. They have arrested this week this George Zimmerman guy, and they've charged him
Bob Dylan's arrested
with second-degree murder. And so now there is going to be a trial. And because he's going to plead, of course, not guilty.
And Casey Anthony is thanking him, shooting her out of the news down there.
Well, yeah. And so Mickey, who is a defense attorney, and I will tell you now that as a defense attorney, I'll ask this of Mickey when he comes on, you want these cases. These are the ones that get you.
Apparently, the two lawyers he had a little while ago didn't want this case.
They're not as cool as Mickey, though.
He hadn't called them in a few days, and then he went on. Whose show did he go on?
He didn't go on
Anderson Cooper?
Hannity.
No.
He called Hannity.
He called Hannity up.
Yeah.
And then Hannity said, I spoke to him, but did not give any details. They're talking about calling Sean Hannity for a deposition, which is good for Hannity. He'll be excited for that. And then, of course, the brother has been on, and then the black friend has been on, but now the guy has been arrested. So Mickey Sherman will talk about that. Then later on, we're having Josh Blue on. He is a comic that won Last Comic Standing, and he has cerebral palsy.
But he doesn't. I don't even think he stands, which is weird.
No, he does stand.
Oh, he does?
He does.
All right. Well,
now when you're in the back of the room and there are comics there, and there's 3 or 4 of these, crippled, whatever you want to call it. Crippled's probably the wrong word. There's some physically challenged.
You don't want to introduce them that way on stage.
No, you don't. They're physically challenged or whatever it is. How do the other comics feel when there's, a contest involved?
Well, comedy's high school. It's all cliques, There's a cool table, the nerds, and I remember there was a guy who was in a wheelchair, used to perform in Vegas a lot, and I remember one night he was bombing, and one of my buddies turned to me and he goes, I wish I was in a wheelchair. I'd fucking kill. Like, that's a comic. Forget that you're in a wheelchair. You're not writing the right material for being crippled your whole life.
Well, this guy has developed something called the palsy punch, and he'll talk about that. And I guess...
Is that like the donkey punch?
I don't know what it is. We'll find out what it is. But his whole act, and it has to be his act.
Will we hear some of his act? Do we have some
You know what? I hope so. Sometimes these comics come on that refuse to be funny. I would think that this guy would come on and want to be funny. By the way, for those of you that are wondering about what happened after Aziz Ansari came on my show, not once but twice.
Didn't come on.
Didn't come on, then he did come on. It has not affected his career at all. Made no difference.
Good.
You could come on this show. You could curse. You could actually draw a swastika in maple syrup on Shuli, and nothing bad would happen to you.
I do that. By the way, I draw that with my pancakes at IHOP every time I order.
Now, by the way, is your child being raised Jewish, the little girl?
You know what? Whatever cockamamie story she wants to buy into, we'll back her up with it.
My kids are 1/25th Jewish. And we just found out that Israel will fly them for free for 2 weeks to Israel.
For Aliyah.
Do they have to enroll in the army?
No,
but
they're going to go visit. They want to meet a woman. I think they want to meet a woman, and I am signing their asses up. A free trip? I didn't even know this.
I would love to meet your son.
And now we're having to make him even more Jewish, and I'm wearing the yarmulke.
Just be careful, man. It's kind of like timeshares over there, you know?
That's right.
They're trying to get your ass in the door, you know?
All right, stay where you are. Mickey Sherman in a few minutes. And when you come back, a sad football player has filed for bankruptcy. And among the incredible things he has is 240 pairs of Jordan athletic shoes, as the bankruptcy court is looking at the stuff that he's got. And we'll find out, another sad athlete, falling. Stay where you are.
All systems go. The Jay Thomas Show. No Zambonis here. On Howard 101.
So what's your name?
Jay Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
This is the Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Howard 101.
You know, one of the things we're going to have to ask Mickey Sherman, and I don't know how they've stopped this in Florida, but apparently Trayvon Martin was a big guy, but they're only showing a picture of him as a kid, right? Showing, I believe.
Well, I know that the picture they showed of the Zimmerman guy in the orange shirt looks like a jumpsuit. It's like from 8 years ago. And then the picture they used of Trayvon for a while was him like a few years back. But there's like pictures of him on Twitter with, double middle fingers with his shirt off.
But do they show him big, like 6'3", 200 pounds or something?
Not in the pictures I've seen.
Okay. All right.
Not yet, anyways.
All right. Well, that's what we're gonna I'm sorry, talk to Mickey about, because it looks like he.
Well, the media, with anything, they definitely spin it the way they want to spin it. I mean, there's people in the media who've convicted this guy, and while look, I'm not condoning what he did in any way. I don't think he was right, but you also haven't heard the entire story, and there's nothing that I personally feel that can come up that would change my mind, that I'd be like, oh, okay, now I understand why I shot this kid. But still, it's this is the country we live in. Everybody gets their story out first.
Well, no, there are no witnesses.
Well, right. But
you need a witness. You need a witness.
Listen, there's evidence as far as the trajectory of the shot, how he shot, how close he was.
Well, no, the kid was on top of him. It really, I believe that. I believe the kid was.
Yeah, but you believe, but you don't know it yet. That's what I'm saying. We don't know.
No, but I believe the kid was beating the shit out of a. Now, now here's the thing. The guy, and we said this earlier, and I don't want to, start my rants again, but this guy, this George Zimmerman guy, everyone we know, and every person listening now who knows these, a kind of people that really need to want to be a cop and can't be a cop, and they become some kind of
security guard or something.
Yeah, but I mean, they're really into it. They're really into
it.
Yeah. So he was into it, and he was called. So he wanted something to happen.
Sure.
And of course, it did happen.
Well, and they told him, "Do not follow this guy," and he kept going.
Yeah, but also it happened. So now I'm sure he's sorry that it happened, and he wishes he could take it all back, but it's too late. But the thing is how much force are you allowed to use? And did he think that he was in danger? There are no witnesses. So it's just his word against the dead person's word. And I don't think he does a minute's time. Maybe he does something
they give him something. Dude, there's no way. You're going to have another Rodney King situation if they don't.
Oh, Rodney King already came out and said, cut it out.
Mike Tyson came out and said a little bit of the opposite.
Yes, he did.
He said he thinks it's ridiculous that this guy hasn't been shot yet. He went on record to say that.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he needs to be. Yeah, he wants to know why he hasn't been gunned down. I don't know if there's any audio of the genius of Mike Tyson.
I read it.
He has become a genius.
I read it.
He's a genius.
He's a spokesman for black people now.
He said something wrong, and he didn't even try and cover it up a little bit. He explained it more in detail of what he meant, and it was amazing.
Yeah, he didn't pull back.
No.
He's not Ozzie Guillen by any stretch of the imagination.
I think at one point
he went forward.
I think at one point he says, "I'm surprised they haven't pulled him out of his house yet." And then he goes, "And I'm not talking about the cops."
I just got a lovely note here from a woman calling herself Covington. Jay, I know you're going to talk about the shooting down in Florida, but you mentioned Charlie Manson. How about this alternative? Sharon Tate, many years ago, was heavily armed. She shoots and kills the nut job intruders. Mm-hmm. All the Masonites are killed on the spot by every one of the people in Sharon Tate's home, and they're all gunned down. Outraged, she hunts down and kills Manson, just another animal, as we all know who he is, and she shoots him down in nature's way. Conflict resolution. Good job, Sharon. No more Manson, no cost, no bother, nothing to worry about, except for the stink of a few rotting, worthless corpses. God. You see, Jay, a few guns could have stopped all this crap at the outset. Wow.
Okay. I thought the guy was writing a new version of Back to the Future.
No, that's a woman. That was a woman. I couldn't. That's a
tough bitch right there.
Package. Maybe she's a guy.
Let's go. Now, you see, let me apologize to you. I shouldn't have said that. Apparently,
next time you say it, you can suck my cock.
No way. Listen.
By the way,
hey, bro, there's no way to take that tone with us, bro.
If you were naked and walking toward me and you said that, even though you don't have one, that would turn me on. Al, I know you got a little whatever. Who's the intern in the back there? Is that Nick?
The cute
intern?
Nick is here.
Cute Nick. All right, Nick. We'll check. Nick, have you gotten a hard on yet from anything we've said?
He can't hear anything.
No, I have not.
All right, thank you. Just checking. Let's go to Mickey Sherman. Mickey, go to MickeySherman.com. Mickey, welcome back to freedom.
Thank you, Jay. How you doing?
Hey, Mickey.
I'm good.
Mickey, how you doing?
Very good, Shuli.
Is this call being recorded by the authorities? All right.
Now, Mickey Sherman had a misunderstanding with the government. They told him they needed a certain amount of money, and he disagreed. Unfortunately, they own the prisons, and so it didn't work for him. Now, Mickey,
let me set the record straight real quick, okay?
Yeah.
There was no disagreement. I was guilty as hell. I'm one of the few guys who was in the prison camp that wasn't pissed off at their lawyer or pissed off at the system. Right. I pled guilty to 2 misdemeanors for not paying taxes, basically, at the time I should have paid them. Yeah. There was no fraud. There was no evasion, but I just didn't pay the money. I used it for other stuff. But totally my fault. Nobody screwed me, and the government was very fair with me. And I just want to clear that up, because I don't want to appear that I'm whining or that to let the audience think that I was framed or unfairly treated.
Hey, no, you know what? As soon as I heard about it, when you were even accused, I said to everyone I know, he's guilty.
That's your buddy.
I think it was the first thing I said. Yeah, I said he's guilty.
Hey, Mickey, when you got sent away, when you went to college for a little bit, as they say, were there any people in there that you knew from trying to defend throughout the years?
Only people I read about in the newspapers. Seriously, there's some famous members. I was there with a lot of drug dealers finishing their long sentences, hedge fund guys, a couple of mayors, a lot of rabbis. Wow. Doctors, lawyers, hedge fund guys.
Wow.
125 guys. Very, very nice people. And I got to tell you, it was a life-changing experience.
Yeah.
And you got in shape? Did you get a tattoo in prison?
I was thinking about it, but I kept chickening out. You know how they give you a tattoo in prison? They melt a chest piece for the dye, and they combine that with baby oil and use some kind of needle.
I love that Mickey knows this now.
Yeah.
I
never know this fact in a million years. Had he not gone.
Truly, I've got street cred. That's why.
Yeah.
Mickey is a great guy.
Now, Mickey, before we ask you about the trial, you've gotten your license back, and you're back defending criminals or people that are accused of criminal activity. And I know you're going to court in a little while. But when you got out and you were, of course, and you will tell people for the rest of your life that you do know who your friends are when you go in. I stayed with you the whole time.
That's right. In fact, Jay, I have a letter which I'm actually going to read here. It's 3 seconds. I sent you an email saying, Jay, the most difficult part of this experience is that I do not have access to Sirius Radio. It's been close to 3 months since I've heard you or Howard. Clearly, this is cruel and unusual punishment. I'm suing. I sent you that email, okay? And truly, John, I am not making this up. Jay sends me back the email, which I saved and I'm reading. That's what I said to him. He sends me back, I'm in prison here, okay? I'm in shock.
Right.
Okay? I got nothing left here. Jay sends me the following email. Mickey, thanks for mentioning Howard, not me. Howard, I'm not making this up. Howard could give a shit about you. I'm glad you're in jail now. Just that one opening salvo, you have a book. Too bad my career is tanked, or I would really play you unless you do low budget. Take care of it. And remember, prison is the stepping stone to stardom. And then he signed in Jay, number 69696969. Again, I'm not making this up. It's classic Jay Thomas. I told Jay that we are emailed. The corrections officers read the emails and don't put anything inappropriate there. So Jay finishes his email to me, which is going to be read by the corrections people. By the way, for the screw who's reading this, I'm on Sirius XM 104, 3 to 6 p.m.
That's awesome.
I keep plugging that.
Jay's plugging this show in prison email.
Of course I am. Now, Mickey,
but surprised he didn't write P.S. I'll break you out on Tuesday.
We're going to get to the trial in a moment. But after you get out, and you and Gianna, of course, sent you pictures of herself and I believe some.
But we all got those pictures in jail.
Yeah, some CDs. You know what's funny? Her vagina had been redacted. That's the only bad part of it.
The first guy I visited in Ossining.
That's right. So she stayed with you also, but she says that after you got out and we met at Nobu, that was not a date. She says.
Clearly, I was the buffer.
You were a buffer. Okay.
Yeah, because clearly you were in love that night with Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
So you're saying, Gianna, that Mickey was the equivalent of the fat chick that you broads bring on dates sometimes?
He was the buffer, so I could go out with Jay, but not have to have sex with him.
You know what? Only a woman could think that's a good evening.
Yeah.
Now, Mickey, would you love if they called you? Would you really, as a I don't know what, as an interesting thing or a way to get your name back? Would you like to be the attorney for George Zimmerman down in Florida?
Not for the reasons you think. Not to get your name back or to be famous or anything. This is a big case. This is the big case of the moment. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be in the public eye. But more importantly, it's going to be, as I said, the big case. So this is the kind of case that most people want.
Mickey, could I interrupt for a second and plug your book?
Hold on a minute. Yes, bro, you can.
Yeah, easy, fellas. Let's not talk over each other.
Mickey's book is so awesome, called "How Could You Defend Them?" Is that the right? Did I get the title right?
How can you defend those people?
Yes, and it is so good because if anyone could be the defense attorney for this guy, it's Mickey. He is genius at finding the out.
Wow.
Except for himself.
Yeah, except for himself.
I'm great in other people's crises. My own I suck at.
All right. So here is the thing. When you, and I've asked you this a number of times and still don't get it, you've told me you never ask a client, and you defend, as a defense attorney, as a criminal attorney, you'll defend people that are murderers, drug dealers, rapists, everything. You never ask them if they did the offense that they're accused of.
That's not true. I always do.
You do?
Yeah, I'm one of the very few lawyers who do. I want to know.
Okay.
But the next question from you or somebody like you is, well, then if they say you're guilty, then you can't represent them, and which is just not the case. You can represent guilty people all the time. You just can't have them get on the witness stand or have anyone else get on the witness stand and lie.
Now, let's say Zimmerman contacted you to represent him. Would you do it, number one?
Yeah.
And how many packs of smokes would you charge him?
It's not smokes anymore. That's interesting. The medium of exchange in prison these days is not smokes. It's Oreo cookies or packets of fish.
So
Swedish fish?
Packets of fish.
Candy fish?
No. Like salmon, wrapped in salmon.
Now, I'm going to ask you to either get on the regular phone or are you actually still in prison? Because
I like that. I texted him to get off that phone.
You got to get off the speakerphone.
I'm just picturing Mickey's prison where they're like, listen, either I'm going to rape you or you're going to bring me a halibut tomorrow.
Right.
If you don't want me.
Mickey, it's bad for you to be on the speakerphone because it sounds like you're still in
It's not a speakerphone. It's a let me try it a different way.
Yeah, do something
else.
Do better.
Or
do better.
Yeah.
All right.
Or have somebody in the back yell, turn to the right.
All right. So Mickey, when they go to trial, and of course, when a prosecutor investigates and decides to go to trial and decides not to go to the grand jury, what does that mean by passing by the grand jury and making the decision on her own?
It means nothing. It's the appropriate thing to do. I have no problem with the prosecutor doing that. I mean, the judge can always throw a case out if they think the prosecutor's over their authority or unbridled. But what's the point of using a grand jury? It's basically echoing what the prosecutor is going to do. The grand jury is not going to not indict if the prosecutor wants an indictment. Mm-hmm. So it's just assume that the decision-making process lie with one person.
Now, it's second-degree murder. It's not manslaughter.
Right.
It's not
first degree.
Well, also, it's I don't know what the charges are there, but it would seem like second-degree murder is not premeditated, but also he probably wouldn't have shot the guy, which he's accused of. He wouldn't have even attempted to shoot him had the kid not done something, to him. Why isn't that manslaughter?
Well, first of all, how do we know that? Is there any facts that say that the kid did anything to him? I think that the evidence is to the contrary from what we've heard, that this guy had an attitude that he was going to follow this guy. And the police dispatcher said, don't follow him. And he did anyway.
Right.
Why is he following this guy? This is a guy, I'll bet it comes out, that applied to be a police officer 2, 3, 4 times. And
right.
Not done every time. I don't know if it's come out, but clearly that's going to happen.
It will come out, and he wanted to be a cop, and he called 911 50 times.
Yeah.
But, this is the thing that I saw, and if you were, doing this trial, you would do it too. He said the kid was beating his head against the concrete. In the tape that they say shows he's not injured, he is injured. You can see this big blood spot in the back of his head. See, I think he bit off more than he could chew, and the kid started beating the piss out of him. So yes, he shouldn't have been following. He shouldn't have done anything. But let me
ask you this, Jay. In that second 911 call where you hear a younger voice screaming for help, I mean, that's obviously the kid, no?
No, who knows? Mickey, I think it's the chicken shit George Zimmerman, but no one knows who's yelling, and the lack of witnesses, you could say it's your client, correct?
Yeah, you can say anything you want without witnesses there, but maybe they can do a voice print.
Yeah.
I mean, there's enough.
In this day and age with technology, man, I mean, even though there aren't physical witnesses, you can easily still get convicted for these things.
And if anybody can get convicted of anything.
Like I said, Mickey, there could be, they analyze the trajectory of the gunshot, how close he was to the victim. It could come out that he was standing over him, and executed him. I mean, we don't know.
So it's gunshot residue. There's any number of forensic tests that can be done that may change the story in this case.
Well, here's another thing. Since the cops in that little town kind of shoved this under the carpeting, I don't believe it seems like the crime scene is contaminated.
Oh, certainly. But, the problem is with the cops is that they didn't know how to handle it. And I think the problem lies with the legislature of Florida for passing this stupid law. I mean, the cops and the local DA really didn't know what to do the guy was in the watch thing there. He's
neighborhood watch. The neighborhood watch.
Maybe he's allowed to do this, and so that's why there's been such a gap in information flowing, and there was such a long period of time before anybody knew whether they were going to seek an arrest warrant or not.
Right.
It's a crappy law. That's the real villain here. I mean, Zimmerman may be no angel, but this ill-conceived law that allows people to be vigilantes, cop wannabes, to put guns in their hand, that's the problem.
Now, I'm gonna go back to second-degree murder. It just seems like the prosecutor. That sounds. I mean, can you convict him of a lesser charge? Could they give him manslaughter?
Generally, when he will be tried, assuming it's a trial as opposed to a plea bargain, the jury will be given options that you can find him guilty of second-degree murder if you find X, Y, and Z, or you can find him guilty of manslaughter or manslaughter first degree or second degree or whatever the lower charges are in that line of being charged by the state of Florida. So more likely than not, the prosecutor is charging the highest charge he can, which will then allow for the jury to kind of make a deal when they're in the jury room, a compromise verdict, and find him guilty of a lesser charge.
So they could come back and say, we find him not guilty of second-degree murder, but we find him guilty of manslaughter.
Or reckless manslaughter, or reckless endangerment, any number of charges. Okay. They'll give them like a buffet table of different charges.
Mickey, what was in your opinion, what was your highest profile case that you've had in your career?
State versus Jay Thomas. Sexual assault with a dead weapon.
The reason why I'm asking, in all seriousness, why I'm asking is, let's say your biggest case that you've ever had, when you're checking into prison and you're spreading your asshole open for a security guard to look inside and they're telling you to cough, do you ever think, wow, I was at this point and now I'm spreading my asshole for a guy other than Gianna?
Not until now, Shuli, but thank you so much for cheering me up.
Not a problem, buddy. I'm just listen, we got to ask the questions maybe other shows didn't ask.
Well, no, wait a minute now. Tim of Staten Island, what's your question for defense attorney Mickey Sherman? Tim of Staten Island.
Jay, a friend of mine sent me a video from YouTube the other day, and it was a 1980s video of Mickey Sherman interviewing the Iron Sheik, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Captain Lou Albano. He was defending the Iron Sheik on an assault charge in Maryland. I just wanted to know if that was real or if that was just TV.
No, that was I used that in court. I actually played that in court, and Cyndi Lauper as well. Bobby the Brain. It's on YouTube. Go to Mickey Sherman plus Iron Sheik, and anyone can see it. And I
that was awesome.
And played in court. It was in the court was in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
And what did the Iron Sheik? What had he done?
A guy had been. He's driving down the road after a match, and he stops for gas, and the gas station attendant refuses to pump gas for him, saying, "I don't serve Iranian motherfuckers." And the Sheik pumps the gas himself, throws the money at the guy, and pushes him down. Doesn't really hurt him at all, but just kind of pushes him down. But it's clearly an assault.
And let me just say, I mean, you're going to go after a guy and not want to serve Iranians, don't yell that at the Iron Sheik, a professional wrestler.
The last person.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So, did you win that case, Mickey?
Yes, I never talk about cases I lost, Jay.
All right.
Except for my own.
All right.
But it's a great view. If you look at YouTube, you can see Mickey Sherman plus Iron Sheik. It's funny as hell.
Tim of Staten Island, thank you. Stephen of South Carolina. Yes, Stephen, Mickey Sherman is here. We're talking about this George Zimmerman case, the guy that gunned down. We'll find out whether it's second degree or manslaughter, little Trayvon Martin guy. Yes, Stephen, go ahead.
Well, I get all my news from y'all, so I just wanted to call and check if anybody had heard about the Supreme Court passing this past Monday, now that anytime you get pulled over for any offense, whether it's minor, speeding, jaywalking, your dog shitting in the park, whatever it may be, that they can now do a cavity search of you, period.
Right. Mickey, I read that a guy had actually been picked up on a bicycle offense, and he had been strip searched. He had done something on his bicycle. Do you agree or disagree with the strip searching even during a minor offense?
I disagree. I think it's going to be invasive to the general public. I think it's a step over the line. But the same token, it's what the greater public wants here. They want criminals put in jail. They want police officers to be secure. So that's the problem. You can't have both.
What do you hide up in there? Can you hide a real weapon up in there, or just drugs?
Depends. I have trouble getting an AK-47 in my body cavity.
I mean, have you ever had a client? You ever had a client that they found something inside of them that you weren't aware of?
Just generally drugs. I don't think I've ever had it. Yeah, I've had clients smuggle drugs and stuff like that. And
right. Okay. Did they strip search you when you went to prison?
Just like Shuli said, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The humbling.
Now, you're a funny guy, and you're like me, and you don't really talk.
I wasn't that funny that day, I got to tell you.
I bet you're not. Are you suffering from some sort of...
You didn't say stuff like, I don't remember eating that. Weird stuff like that.
Are you suffering from any post-traumatic jail type?
Wrecked him, damn near killed him.
Do you have
Jay,
to?
I might remind you, the Nobu bartender did recognize Mickey. So
yeah, of course. People, you're back. But are you feeling better? Or do you feel
feeling
like
much better? And I got to say, the people in my community here in Connecticut and elsewhere have been really, really kind to me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I was on Nancy Grace a couple of nights ago, and there was like 200 posts just encouraging me, which is really nice. And again, Jay, I didn't get screwed. I screwed myself. So
I know you did. Please, I know, and it messed you up. And let's go to Ken of Florida. Ken, Mickey Sherman is here, and we're talking about the Zimmerman trial. And I don't know, Mickey, how long do you think it'll take to get to trial? Do they have 90 days? It'll take forever.
Yeah, because you got all these convoluted hearings where the judge decides if immunity may be granted or whatever, and then there's appeals all along the way.
So it'll die down. You think it'll be as long as a year?
Yeah.
Wow. Ken of Florida. Go ahead, Ken.
Hey, yeah, so my question is, I live about a half an hour from where this went down, so I've been watching it from day one because it's been on the local news, obviously. And as far as I've heard, there are, in fact, two witnesses who both say the identical thing, that Trayvon was beating up on the other guy. So I don't know why you guys keep saying there's no witnesses.
Well, we don't know. We just don't know. I mean, there's, you've heard from this and they've heard from that. Until somebody gets into court and swears under oath or by an affidavit at least as to what they saw, we're just guessing. And so often we're wrong.
So what he's saying, Ken, is until you say, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, or whatever, people change their stories from the street to the court. Yeah.
What? Alleged witnesses, not say there is no witnesses at all. There is two people who came forward, allegedly, that they have that said...
Yeah, but until they swear in court, they're not witnesses yet. That's what Mickey's saying.
Yeah.
Okay? All right? They have to swear in court. All right. Thank you. Now, Mickey, if there are witnesses and the kid was on top of him and the guy was afraid he was going to die, and with that law, then it shouldn't be murder.
Well, but the problem is, who started it? Who lit the match?
Well, he did. He did. So, he followed him, but he followed him, and so we don't have Trayvon Martin. He's dead.
Right.
So Trayvon Martin could have felt threatened, and that's why he attacked.
Totally, and it's going to be a guess or surmise by a judge or a jury, whoever hears the probable cause hearing. But the fact that this guy set the wheels in motion for the disaster that occurred, that's a jury's not going to like that. Even he's not going to be able to say, well, the guy was beating the hell out of me. Well, if you didn't follow him and call the police and harm yourself,
one doesn't happen without the other.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you're defending him, Mickey, I'm giving you George Zimmerman as the lawyer.
Yeah, what's your angle?
What would be your angle? Thank you. Right.
George Zimmerman is a very police-conscious person who was trying to do his best to police his own neighborhood. He may have used some bad judgment, but he was implementing the laws that are in place for people to enforce the laws as lay people and not police officers. He made a bad judgment, but by the same token, it was a judgment within the realm of possibilities, and it wasn't so unreasonable. And when he confronted the person attacked him, and then he was defending himself. That's my defense. Could you please send me a check for
$47,000? All right. Mickey Sherman, Bill of Detroit. Yes, Bill, it's Jay Tom. You're in Detroit, Bill. Have you been shot at yet this morning?
No, not yet. I'm just driving my truck to Detroit.
Well, good. It's early there in Detroit. Go to MickeySherman.com. Let's say you have a relative. He'll fly anywhere. You can still practice all over the country, can't you, Mickey?
Yeah, by permission in a particular state.
All right. So if you've got a relative who's a drug arrest or an attempted murder or whatever, Mickey Sherman is your man. Bill, go ahead. Bill of Detroit.
Hey, Mickey, when there's such a high-profile case like this, how do clients like this guy, who pays for these cases?
Well, usually people come up with the money. Their families come up with it. Their friends come up with it. In this case, I think he started a website to try and get the public to donate, which may very well work. But the lawyer that he's got, who by all accounts seems to be a pretty decent guy, is asking the judge, I think, appoint him as like a special public defender. And everyone kind of gets pissed off at that when they hear, why can't you just get a regular public defender? Why does he have to get such a high-profile good lawyer? Why should we pay for that? The answer to that is, which I know you haven't asked the question, but people do, the answer is that you really want a defendant in a high-profile case like this, or a complicated case. You want him to have the best lawyer possible. And I'm talking about even the people who want him convicted. Because otherwise, a lawyer who's not so good is going to take the case, screw it up, and then they'll be overturned in the courts for 19 years based on ineffectiveness of counsel. So you're better off doing it right the first time, having good counsel on both sides.
No, wait. Who's going to pay the $250,000? Does the taxpayer pay for that?
Citizens of Florida.
Who made the stupid law?
Would you charge your normal fee to the state?
I think you would charge whatever you can possibly get to. The state.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could charge your normal fee. I thought they would give you like
even if you
ceiling.
Even if you do, you don't make money on the big case. I've been there. You don't make money on the big case. You lose money because when you're involved in quote unquote the big case, the rest of your clients don't call because they know that you're tied up, you're too busy, you're too expensive, you're too famous, you're too concerned with the State versus Jones that you're doing.
Right.
Plus, people just have to have this idea that that you're making a fortune. No matter what you charge, you've still got to pay out for jury consultants, forensic people, detectives, investigators, psychics, whatever it is, and that money goes very, very quickly.
Mike of Florida, it's the Jay Thomas Show. Mickey Sherman's talking about the case down in your area. Go ahead, Mike of Florida.
Hey, Jay, what's up? I talked to you yesterday. I'm the one that carries the turkey leg in my holster. My question to
hold on a minute. Hold on. I want everyone just to think about that for a moment.
We went to high school together, didn't we?
I am a big fan. He carries a turkey leg in a holster. Yes, Mike, go ahead. Go ahead.
And big fan is the thing, by the way, Gianna. What's up, dude? Anyways.
I just got done being zapped. Now I have a cock.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's all right. Hey,
go ahead, Mike.
Cock water. Anyways, listen, I just want to know why does Mickey think that the law, and everybody seems to have the same opinion there, that stand your ground law in Florida, which I'm a resident of, is a bad law?
It's an absolutely horrible law. I mean, without that law, if someone is attacked, they can defend themselves, no matter what. That's the universal in every state. No jury is going to convict somebody for defending themselves. So what do we need a law for that's going to encourage people to go out there and become subway shooters? It makes no sense. And it targets the absolute wrong people in the world because it's these cop wannabes. And again, I'm not vilifying the police. I'm saying that the police are the police because they're qualified to be the police. But those people who don't qualify, they shouldn't be police second class and be these vigilante types.
Well, I understand what you're saying to a degree because you're always going to have that fringe element that's involved with the...
Yeah, like you. You have a fucking gun, don't you?
Of course I do, but we talked about that yesterday, but the bottom line...
Yeah, I think it's stupid that you have a gun, and you travel during the week, and you don't have a gun while you're traveling, and you get home and you have a fucking gun. I mean...
Yeah, because you have to understand, again, this isn't New York City, this isn't California. In Florida, it's not all Disney World and South Beach, man. And the fact of the matter is, the reason that law was passed was because there was a brash of... during a time period of about 3 years, there was a brash of what they called one-punch murders in Florida, where people were getting hit one time in the face, and they would go down and hit their head, and then they died. And it ranged from people that were 17 and 16 years old up to 50 years old.
How many one-punch murders did they have?
A lot of them. There was, I believe, 19 and 98.
Was there a one-punch class?
I don't know.
I remember.
Mickey, how do you learn the one-punch murder, Mickey? Did
I would
you learn
like
that?
to go to that class.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it's not a one-punch murder like a death move, karate move. What it is somebody... You're not allowed to defend yourself until somebody attacks you, and that's normal until this law was passed. What happened was somebody would come at them, they would put their hands up to defend themselves, so they're not going to assault them first just in case the person's just, balking at them, and the guy would hit them. The person would go down to the ground, hit their head, and they would end up dying from the head trauma, not the actual punch.
All right, and so Mickey, here's what he's saying. He's
Apollo
saying
Creed died.
Mickey, find out where that class is.
You can't defend yourself until somebody does something to you, Mickey.
If somebody's coming at you with a weapon or even without a weapon, you can defend yourself. You don't have to worry about throwing the first punch.
Okay.
But what this does explain, if the caller is correct, that it's in response to these crimes, the state of Florida passed this, what I would call a feel-good law, where the legislators get up there and make a law which is going to make all the public feel safer, and they're going to justify their existence. And that's that's always a negative thing. You should be passing laws to fit the needs of the community, not to fit specific complaints of some kind of issue that's come up only once or twice.
I'd rather ask for forgiveness
Thank you,
than
Mike.
permission.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right. Okay, well, Mickey, I got to tell you, you don't plan on getting a call on this one, do you?
No, I think it sounds like they got great lawyers down there. And
hey, what's up, Mickey? I wanted to ask you about the lawyers coming forward and having the press conference and basically
that was so bizarre.
Basically quitting on him, and a lot of people.
Well, they hadn't heard from him for 2 days.
Yeah,
but lawyers don't do that, right?
We're not supposed to know that.
Right.
They're not supposed to know that. They did such a disservice to this guy. I mean, he seemed to fighting to get a bond to get out of jail, and those guys did not help the cause at all. They made the world know that this guy's kind of erratic, flaky, wacky, and you can't trust him because he said he's not here, he's not there. Plus, how about the effect on the potential jury pool? Did they paint a picture of this guy as being innocent? No, they painted a picture of the guy being erratic and nutty. That was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life.
Because now he probably won't get bail because they're looking at him as a flight risk, right?
Yeah. Well, that and other reasons, but that press conference where the two lawyers really did not help. I was amazed at that. Most people were. It's just so inappropriate.
You know what? When you hear lawyer or doctor or minister or whatever, we always assume that these folks are above us mentally and emotionally. And then many times we find out that they're not unlike the rest of the nuts in the fucking population, right, Mick?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, let's go to Vinny of New York. Vinny, do you wish we had the stand your ground law in New York where you could just blow somebody away if you felt threatened?
Yeah, I'd agree with it. I actually am from New York, but I live in Florida right now. I live about 20 minutes from where that thing happened in Sanford. And there has been a lot of issues down here, a lot of murders, a lot of problems. And I agree with the law down here. And I don't own a weapon.
Look at Bernie Goetz, the subway shooter. We didn't have the law. He defended himself. He killed somebody, and he was acquitted. So the jury's
that's one of
the right thing.
That's one out of how many cases? I mean, that's what you got to look at. That's usually when it gets televised, when things happen and they know more. It's the guys that aren't televised. We had a guy down here in Daytona. Somebody was breaking into his house. He shot him through the door. So. And he got off because of the law. Everything was all situated that way, and they found the guy had a weapon on him.
He would have been found not guilty if there was no law. You can protect your home.
Now, thank you, Vinny. Now, Mickey, here in California, you know, my kid, the gun nut, he's always saying that if we were to shoot somebody outside of our house,
you drag him back in the property.
That's right. Oh yeah, thank you. Just checking.
You're right.
You want to bring? All right, Mickey Sherman. By the way, how long is that Iron Sheik video? How long does it run? Do we have
18 minutes maybe or something?
It's a little long. Is there? Can we spin into it at some point, Al, in a few moments?
Yeah, I have it. It's about 7 minutes.
All right, Mickey, you're on your way to trial. What are you doing? Where are you?
I just got a couple of cases in court this morning.
Okay. Mickey Sherman, go to MickeySherman.com. Mickey, will, always dinner on me and always dinner with our buddy over here, Bill. She's a lovely woman. So, all right. The great Mickey Sherman. And, when we come back, we'll hear a little bit of him, talking to the Iron Sheik and that, of course, record breaking case. Stay where you are.
Oh, yeah. The Jay Thomas Show. It's the only show that puts out Amber Alerts for listeners. Howard 101. Jay Thomas.
Would you mind repeating that, Jay?
This is the Jay Thomas Show. Howard 101.
So we're talking about murder and, mayhem, all that. And it's 5:30 here, and it's rainy, and it's dark. I'm in California. You guys are back in New York. So I go outside, and I'm standing by the steps here in this little office park where I work, and I'm taking a leak by a tree, right? And the guy throws a fucking newspaper on the on the steps next to me. Jesus Christ! I jumped like 9 fucking feet.
Should have a gun, see?
You know what? I'd have killed him. I'd have shot him dead. I just saw this thing flying through the air. It could have been like a butcher knife. I didn't know what it was. So, what Mickey Sherman became famous for was the Skakel trial which was really a weird trial. They had no physical evidence, and a girl was beaten to death with a golf club. And the guy that was accused of it was a nephew or a cousin of the Kennedys, a very wealthy family in Greenwich, Connecticut, and a very odd family. The parents were kind of absentee. There was a tutor or a school teacher that was there to teach these kids. They lived in this giant mansion. And the brother, the sister, all sorts of people have accused various family members of killing this girl. And this, like when she was 16 years old. Gianna, do you remember this?
Well, I'm not from Chicago, but I'm slightly familiar from Mickey's book.
But this
from
is
New York. Yeah.
This is from Connecticut. And so the guy ends up getting a life in prison, right? But there was no physical evidence. What they said is that he was in a tree, and he admitted this. He was in a tree looking at her through a window, and he had jerked off, and he was into her or whatever, and then I guess she didn't want to be with him or whatever, and this is what the prosecutor said, and he killed her with a golf club. I always said, after you come, you don't feel like killing anybody.
That's very good defense.
But then there were it was the brother, could have been the sister, it could have been the teacher. I mean, all this stuff, all circumstantial. And there are many people that say that Mickey's celebrity or his brashness or whatever worked against him at the trial. Maybe the jury wasn't crazy about him, and they convicted this guy. And to this day, Mickey feels as though the guy is innocent, totally innocent. There was a retrial, and Mickey was not a part of the retrial, and the guy's in there forever. But then another case he did was in I want to say Missouri, Kansas City, or Kansas City, Kansas, or Missouri, or whatever it was. And the woman and the guy had killed her husband 30 years ago. And of course, it looked like they were lovers. And so they killed him, and the guy had helped dispose of the body, but they never spoke again, Gianna, ever. They never contacted each other, nothing. So the husband dies under unusual circumstances. His killer is never found. He's in a shallow grave somewhere or whatever. The guy moves to Connecticut, has 5 kids, becomes a, born-again Christian and a leader of the community. And 30 years later, they indict them and say that they were murderers. And Mickey defended them, and they each just got 5 years in jail. That's all they got. And they were convicted of murder somehow. But there was some testimony. So all these trials, are crazy, and you got to maneuver. And I think that what the defense lawyer is trying to do is not get you the chair, I guess, or not getting you 30 years. Right. And you're allowed to use whatever means possible. And people don't like that. They don't like that you can get off. So, but you heard what he did on the phone with us? He had the case for George Zimmerman and the case against him. Mm-hmm. So he could have convicted him, or he could have gotten him off. That's what's weird. Sometimes you want to go,
no, what's
what
weird is a guy.
What do you believe? What do you believe?
What's weird is a guy smart enough to put that together, but not smart enough to pay his taxes.
He parties a little.
You know what he did? He turned in his tax returns. He didn't pay them. Weird. Dumb.
Yeah, it's very weird.
And he was married to Lise Wheel over there at Fox, who, when I look at that, it looks like, what's his name? Oh God, what's the guy? What's the guy?
Emo
not
Phillips?
Hannity. No, not Hannity. The other idiot that's on at night.
O'Reilly?
Yeah. O'Reilly looks like he wants to just, swallow her while she's
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you. So, so they broke up, right? And so, his life was destroyed. And now, he got his license back. So, But if you're a murderer or you've robbed somebody or whatever, Mickey, you would put your life in his hands, wouldn't you, Gianna?
Absolutely.
Sure you would. And, of course, not all of them. Or
You're
the
a braver guy than I am, Gianna.
Do we have Mickey Sherman?
You left me alone with him at Naboo.
This is him defending the Iron Sheik and literally talking to the judge and witnesses and everything else. Yeah. Here we go.
5, 4, 3.
It's a real case.
Thank you. 1.
Thank you very much. We're here today to talk about the Sheik. Your Honor is well aware that the Sheik has been charged with assault in the 3rd degree in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Standing next to the Sheik.
We've got some people
garb,
here who know the Sheik, who work with the Sheik, and who think very well of
a real trial.
Right now we have Freddie Blassie, his well-known manager. Freddie, the Sheik has been charged with a crime. I'd like you to tell Judge Rotman and the prosecutor what your opinion is.
Just a minute, you pencil neck geek. Don't interrupt me. Judge Rotman, let me tell you right now, I've never met a more honorable man in my life than the Iron Sheik. The man's word is better than all the money in a bank. You know what I'm talking about? And listen, Judge, you pencil neck geek, you. I'm telling you the way it is. And Sherman says you're going to be running for office soon. Listen, I'll get out there and vote for you 10, 15 times if necessary, but this is my man right here, and you better do right by him, you pencil neck geek. You know what I'm talking about? Old Judgy, oh boy! Keep quiet, Sherman.
Thank you very much. Next we have Arnold Skolin.
How are you?
Arnold, nice to see you.
Nice seeing you. I've wrestled with Sheik many a time, and he was a tough man in that ring, but outside that ring, he's a real gentleman.
A decent man?
He's a decent man.
And you don't think he's capable of committing the crimes that he's been accused of?
No, I don't believe it at all. I know if he was in a ring wrestling him, I could see him do something like that, but not outside that ring. He's a real gentleman outside
Arnold,
that ring.
Thank you very much for coming. I think next we have Bobby the Brain Heenan.
My favorite of all time.
That's right. I've been acquainted with the Iron Sheik here, Cosgrove Vasari, for almost 15 years of a professional wrestling career. When he taught the Olympic team at the University of Minnesota, when he came over from Iran, when he started in professional wrestling. I know him from the beginning. No man has dedicated himself harder than this man in the sport of wrestling, Greco-Roman, freestyle, professional wrestling. The man is a dedicated athlete. He travels day and night all over the United States, all over the world. He's always one of the busiest wrestlers in the world, and he has a language problem. He doesn't always understand things. And I think that he deserves a break. And everybody makes mistakes every now and then, and I just think he was a victim of circumstances.
You think maybe the language problem had something to do with the incident?
Well, of
maybe
course
it was a misunderstanding?
That's what I would say. I know he has a lot of trouble with referees, has a lot of trouble with opponents, he has no trouble with judges, he has no trouble with Bobby the Brain Heenan. So try to be a fair guy, give him a break. I think it's the fair thing to do, and if you do, Judge, I'll make sure 10, 15, 20 people vote for you. How about that, pal?
Thank you very much. And, of course, Lou Albano. What else can you say?
Judge, the only thing I can say is I know Cosgrove over Sheik for some 15 years. He has set a fine example. As rough and as tough as he is, he has gone with the youth. He showed people how to wrestle. He's a silver medalist in the Olympics. He's got it all together. In my book, and in your book, and the book of the people, this is a man that is a family man, has 3 children, has integrity, has decency, has honor. Yes, he's rough. Yes, he's tough. Yes, he's wild at times. But misunderstood. He does not speak the language. He does not understand the language. He can be misinterpreted. He can mispermeated, misdebilated, missubulated. But the man is one of a kind, often imitated from another. Judge, just a minute. I don't care about your election. I don't care what you're running for, because you ain't bothering me. But I'm going to tell you, with all honesty and decency and integrity, this man is one of a kind I respect as a human being. He wrestles rough, he wrestles tough, he's unbelievable, never matched. But he's a good, compassionate human being, a family man. Listen to me. Give him a break. He's good, he's honest, he's decent. God bless you. But what?
But do you feel strongly about it?
Do I feel strong? Yes, very strongly, because I know he's misunderstood and misinterpreted, and he's a good man. If he weren't good, I wouldn't stand up.
Thank you very much.
And I'm the captain. You got it?
Throughout that whole thing, he kept a completely straight face. It's unbelievable.
Mr. Sherman, if I may, I would like to just expostulate momentarily. Fine gentlemen, to your immediate left.
Yep.
Cosgrove Vasari
my favorite.
is known as Sheik al-Lahani, or the Iron Sheik in his country. In 1968 in Mexico City, I happened to be covering the games for NBC television, and it was at that time that I met this tremendous gentleman, of course representing his country at that time. Later, as a matter of fact, I happened to be the best man in his wedding. He has a lovely family. He's married to a very attractive Scandinavian girl from up in Minnesota. Judge, This guy is first class all the way. Granted, he does have problems from time to time with the language, but certainly you can understand that. And Judge Rotman, I've always been a big proponent of yours in all of the things that you've been doing in this part of the country, and hopefully you'll take this man into consideration when you have to put the gavel down and close up shop. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Jay, I got a surprise for you.
What is it?
On the phone.
No.
The one, the only.
No.
My former roommate on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, the world heavyweight champ in the WWE, the Iron Sheik.
Oh, my God.
Sheiky baby, you there?
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you.
Iron Sheik. We just had Mickey Sherman on. You know, Mickey went to jail for a year. Did you know that, Sheik?
Mickey went into jail for many years?
Well, he went for a year or two because he forgot to pay his taxes.
Oh, okay. He was a very nice man.
He
Good
was.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, we were just playing the replay of all of your, your character witnesses is what they were. And if somebody was going to hire Mickey Sherman, he's now out of prison. He's gotten his license back. Do you recommend him as a defender of the little man or the big man?
Oh, he was one of the best, and I liked him. I mean, he was very good to me, and God bless him. I'm happy he's out now, and he was one of the greatest, and he saved me, and Hacksaw, and very, very good man.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you ever go back to that service station again where you pushed that guy? Did you ever, because that was out on the way to work, I guess. Did you ever pull back in there for gas or a beef jerky or something?
Yeah, no, sir. No, I didn't go back again. No,
never went back again. I'd have gone back. I'd have gone back and tried to get that guy to do something to me.
Exactly.
Yeah. How you doing now? What's going on? How's your health?
Oh, I'm hanging there, and I'm not working. Many years wrestling, a lot of damage on my body, and knee and ankle is bad. I'm not working. I'm take it easy. I don't do not too much. No.
Do they have a good retirement? Does the WWE or whatever you were in, do they give you a retirement?
Usually, sometimes Mr. McMahon take care of me, but
good.
I hope future he take care of me, and I'm very happy. And he always was good to me, and a very good promoter. Yes, sir.
Now,
unbelievable.
They just had another WrestleMania not too long ago. Did you get a chance to see any of it, and do you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I've been in Miami and I watched it. Everything was good, and was still number one company, number one show on the television in the WWE is the number one, and it still is the best.
Wow. Well, Iron Sheik, surely this is what a shock and a surprise. Iron Sheik, thanks for getting up early with us. By the way, I'm Jay Thomas. We've never met, but what a pleasure it is.
He's a good guy, and Sheiky, he has the medicine. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't care anymore about medicine. God bless you guys.
Oh, my God. No more medicine, Sheiky?
What is medicine?
Not too much. I'm just take it easy, and I'm 70 years old. But God bless you guys. Call me, and I want to say hello to all my wrestling fans and my company, WWE, and God bless you guys. Call me. Have a good day.
Love you, Sheik.
Hold on a minute. Chris of Arizona, what is your favorite Iron Sheik memory? Chris of Arizona.
Oh, yeah, I remember when Mr. Iron Sheik used to go and put the camel clutch on all these fools and kick all their asses.
Yeah, Iron Sheik, can you still do the camel clutch?
Well, if I want to, sometimes, yeah, but not like my young days. You know I was the best for that camel clutch, and God bless you, you remember. And thanks again, you guys call me, and have a good day.
I remember standing in my parents' bedroom watching the match between Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan and Madison Square Garden and watching the Sheik beat him for the belt. I remember watching that like it was yesterday.
Now we say a guy named Joe from Connecticut says he's the guy you pushed in the service station. You see, Shirley, you have your guest, I have mine. Joe, do you still feel the horror of when the Sheik was coming at you at the service station that morning?
Yes, I do, Jay. I was very, very upset. He was screaming at me and yelling, and I'll be damned if I was going to serve an Iranian after all that rain in the
Iron Sheik. Did you hear this? That's the real guy there, Iron Sheik.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, he can't say. Oh, why would you say something against an Iranian, Joe? I mean, you didn't need to do that.
Well, he was screaming Allah at me and ordering me to do the gas for him, and I was very polite, and then all of a sudden he pushed me, and I fell to the floor, and the Iron Sheik was standing up above me. I think he's a mean dirtbag that should have went to jail for what he did.
Oh my God! Now, Sheik, this is apparently
sound familiar?
Now he says you yelled Allah at him and demanded him to. Now we never heard this in court. Sheik, you want to? It's your chance now to speak. Sheik. Sheik. Oh, we lost
compelling radio here on the
Joe, are you still working at the service station?
No, I left the station. He traumatized me. I couldn't handle it.
All right.
All right.
You know what, Joe? I can hear it in your voice. You've got post-traumatic Sheik syndrome.
Hey, look.
Thank you, Joe of Connecticut. Man, we just had the guy on who was pushed. We had the Iron Sheik.
I can just say for a fact that
nobody can say you never tried.
No,
I can say for a fact.
Fuck Shuli, I got a guest too. Okay, I got a surprise guest too. Okay, if you got the Iron Sheik, I got the fucking guy he pushed. Okay?
If we had the Sheik from 2 years ago on the phone, that guy would have been. Sheik would have told that guy he's going to fuck him in the ass. But
wow.
But I will say this for the record: I toured with the Sheik for about a year, and he's Iranian. I'm Israeli. The man never had a bad word to say. The man was nothing but a gentleman. And I miss our times of sharing medicine together after shows.
Did you ever wake up and there was an Iranian sign on your chest that was made out of maple syrup? Never.
No, although one night we were.
You might have missed the show. The first few minutes of the show, there was a horrifying John Lovitz
sighting,
an anti-Semitic maple syrup sighting from Beverly Hills. If you missed the early portion of the show, look it up. It's waiting for you. Yes. So you've roomed. This is the book you need to write.
Oh, please!
It's all of the weirdos and the brat packers that you have.
We had our own brat pack.
Whack packers that you've had to hang with.
We had a run of like 2-3 weeks where the Sheik got a little tipsy at a few shows. And
what's the medicine you were talking about?
Weed.
Oh, okay.
When we'd see each other, he'd go, Shuli baby, you have medicine, and I go, yeah, Sheiki. Excellent. But this one, we went for like 2-3 weeks without with Sheik getting a little tipsy and becoming a little tough to control. So this one gig we flew his manager out to help us kind of chaperone him. So we come back after the show and me and Beetlejuice are walking through the lobby of the hotel, heading to our room. The Sheik, we hear the Sheik down the hall screaming, I fuck you in the ass. I fucking beat your ass. And we're like at a Holiday Inn, and we turn the corner and there's Sheik screaming at his manager. His manager is walking towards us. This is the guy we brought out to help us. And he looks at me and Beetle and he goes, I'm done. I'm leaving. And I'm like, what do you mean you're done? What do you mean you're leaving? We brought you out here to help us. He's like, he just smacked me. I don't want to deal with him anymore. That's it. So we walk up to Sheik, me and Beetle. We're like, Sheik, what's going on? He says to me, he goes, Shuli, you are a real man. Beetle, you are a real man. My manager, Eric, half and half. I don't think this guy all right. And we ended up walking him back to his room and smoking a joint, the three of us, and that was it. But
I want everyone listening to realize we have another hour and 9 minutes of exciting Shuli stories.
Somebody said in the middle of the Sheik call, somebody on Twitter wrote, we need a long nasally story right now.
All right. Hey, by the way, he's got...
Done.
You've heard of the camel clutch. Our next guest in a few minutes is the inventor of the palsy punch. Stay where you are.
You're listening to Jay Thomas.
At least nobody was hurt. Howard 101. Your name is Jay Thomas.
Jay Thomas.
Howard 101.
Wow. Well, for those of you that watched Last Comic Standing, that's a big deal, isn't it? Shuli, have you ever auditioned for that? Tried to get on that?
I did, actually. I have a great, long, boring, nasally story about it.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. You know what? We might have time before the show is over for another one of your stories. And please mention Sedona in the middle of it. But you win. What do you win beside the notoriety? They give you money?
A spot on the Jay Thomas Show at some point.
Yeah.
You get money. You get your own. I think you go on tour as a headliner. You're a lot of people see you on NBC on that show, man.
Yeah.
Basically, it opens a lot of doors.
Now, I believe he has a new special. Let's welcome Josh Blue. Go to joshblue.com. Josh, welcome to the Jay Thomas Show here at Howard 101. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Josh, now, it's, it's hard for me to say this, but they say you put the cerebral in cerebral palsy. Beside being struck down by God, when did you get the guts to get on stage with all the muscular machinations that you have? What gave you the guts to get on stage and do stand-up?
Drugs.
Drugs. There you go. Now, is there a...
Bravo.
We call drugs medicine here on the show.
Oh, okay. Medicine. It's
medicine. Now, cerebral palsy is caused by some problem, at birth.
Yeah, it's a type of brain injury, actually. And the reason why I have cerebral palsy was I was actually born in Cameroon or West Africa. My dad was teaching English over there. Mm-hmm. And I guess they decided, hey, they already have 3 healthy kids, why not gamble and give birth in Africa?
I like you, Josh.
Oh, my God.
So now, it had to do with vaccinations and stuff like that?
There just wasn't the right facilities. I actually was, instead of 9 months, I was 10 months. I didn't want to come out.
Wow.
Now, I was 10 months. So, what's fine, I'm perfectly fine, but
I can tell by your voice.
I was born. All right, you listen, you crippled asshole.
That's better.
I was born in a third world country, Louisiana. So it could happen. So for those of you out there who know, sometimes not enough oxygen gets there, but your mind is perfect. It's just that when you start to put the words together and move a little bit muscularly, you're dysfunctional, right?
Right. Well, it's definitely a lot of times the thing is with my amount of cerebral palsy that I have. People usually just think that I'm some drunk ass.
I was just going to ask you, is it tough to get beers at these gigs? Because they think you're probably wasted already?
Oh, yeah, I've been 86 plenty of times before I've even had one.
Yeah.
But when they find out that
You have a bracelet on that says I have palsy?
What is he, in a Medic Alert commercial?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, I don't need a bracelet.
The guy's going to have a hard enough time trying to get laid at the show without a Medic Alert bracelet dangling from his wrist.
Hey, baby, does this turn you on?
Do you know Mike Aronin?
I do, yep.
Yeah, he was the only other comic I knew with CP till I saw you on Last Comic Standing.
Oh, yeah, he's funny, man. I like him a lot.
Do you cerebral palsy guys all get together and,
all two of you?
Material?
We actually usually try to stay away from each other. We don't want to steal the other person's material.
Right. You don't want to oversaturate the market with cerebral palsy.
Oh, great. Another palsy comic.
Now, your special, Sticky Change, is on Showtime this month, correct?
Yep, April 18th.
Sticky Change. Why that name?
Maple syrup.
It comes from a joke I have about not being able to be picked up by a cabbie. Because usually when a cab driver looks at me, they usually just drive on by. Because looks like they're thinking, like, what's this guy going to pay with? Sticky change? Okay. Not helping him get it out of his pocket.
Now, when you win NBC's Last Comic Standing, and I'm going to actually turn Shuli in here. Many people felt as though that, you are a very funny man, but you got the sympathy vote because of the cerebral palsy.
They didn't make you look well on that show. Like, you didn't come off well on that show. They made you look like a guy looking for the sympathy vote, not a comic trying to establish himself.
Wow.
I'm saying it's not anything.
By the way,
that you did. Not anything that you did.
Hey, way to sugar fucking coat it there.
Yeah. No,
listen, I'm just telling him. I'm hearing him now, and I realize this guy is a legit comic. Like, he's funny. He's good.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like I won the show. I mean, you can think what you want about the palsy thing. I've never once asked for people's sympathy. You know,
yeah.
I'm just funny, and you know, I think just the fact that I have cerebral palsy is, you know, it makes me stick out a little more than most comics. I guess if I didn't have cerebral palsy, I'd just, you know, have to do dick jokes like the rest of the world.
You're right. You're right. I mean,
but also you have been a member of the United States Paralympic soccer team, and
correct.
You competed in Athens, Greece, in the Paralympic Games. Now, how long does a normal soccer game goes for a couple of hours. When cerebral palsy people are trying to kick the ball, there's got to be a lot of humor in that and falling down, and it must take a little longer. I've never watched cerebral.
Well, then you haven't lived, my friend.
Right, exactly.
Palsy, now, do people have various maladies on the Olympic soccer team? Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be on the Paralympic team, you either have cerebral palsy or a brain injury or a stroke.
Wow.
So those are the three. It sounds like you're not too far from joining, though.
He'll be a player coach.
Yeah, but so when you sign up and you try out, were the tryouts pretty difficult to make the Paralympic team?
Yeah, you know what? I joined and I got on right away, and I think that is either to do with my skill level or the fact that the player pool is very shallow.
I bet it is. And what is your position in soccer?
I play striker.
Nice.
Which is the goal scorer in theory. I've seen
now, have you taken a mighty swing at it with your leg and missed completely?
Oh, hell yeah, man. I mean, everybody does that.
Now, you're not allowed to laugh at the Paralympics.
Why not, man?
Do people laugh though? You're not supposed to. It's it's a heartwarming thing.
You can laugh. Movies. I just wouldn't add a point with it.
I mean, here's the thing: is Paralympics is the second largest sporting event in the world.
Right.
The second largest, only to the able-bodied Olympics. Oh, yeah, it must be tough running with two legs, huh? To me, it's not so much heartwarming, but I mean, if I can run and play sport with a disability, I mean, I'm sure I'm a better soccer player than any one of you guys.
I bet you are, yeah.
And that's the thing is that, I mean, sure, if you want to take heartwarming from it, but we're busting our ass, you know?
Yeah. Now, you performed on the Ellen DeGeneres show, right?
Yep, I was the first stand-up to perform on there.
Nice. Wow. So she brought you up and did that. How long does it take, do you think, to relax the audience? There's got to be this unease for a few minutes, right?
Well, definitely. If you don't know that I have cerebral palsy, I got some explaining to do.
You ever do a show where you don't explain that you have cerebral palsy and just let people think?
Just kind of look at me like, hey, does he know he has that? I'm going to bring that shit up here.
Now, married, live in the Denver area, Josh Blue, go to joshblue.com, Showtime, Sticky Change is, his special coming up. How did you meet? It's not Yoko, it's
Yuko.
Yuko is your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do you, when you gotta be pretty brave anyway to meet a woman, and she must be a wonderful woman unless there's something wrong with her also, and you met at some sort of a crippled event. But, it's hard to be a man and meet a woman. And what do you,
I was just laughing at cripple event.
Yeah,
some sort of I don't know what
one of our many crippled events.
Well, I don't know
like
the right
at
term.
A crippled yard sale or something.
Yeah.
But how did you meet Yuko? And she must be a wonderful person. People must say that all the time.
Yeah, well, I met her. She was actually my girlfriend's friend at the time, and I pulled the old switcher through.
Nice.
Wow.
Now
What a player play.
Was he was he like a quadriplegic? How did you get past him?
He was just ahead.
Wait, who?
The guy that was with Yuko.
Pull that move.
No. I was dating her friend.
Wow. Wow.
So what do you do? How do you break it off with your girl and then move on to her?
I just lay some of the blue magic down.
The blue
magic, baby.
Yeah, that's totally fine at these cripple events.
Well, I'm sorry I said that. Apparently, it's caused a little rift here.
No, I don't take offense. I just busting your balls, bro.
Is she gonna be? Is your ex gonna be on the next last?
He's talking to you, Gianna, when he says busting your balls, bro. Now, here's the thing I want to ask: if you're a regular person and you're, everything's working and you're broken up with, you feel really badly. But if a guy with cerebral palsy dumps you, it's got to be an extra bad. It's got to be extra badly. I mean, how'd you let her down? Is what I want to know.
I just say, hey, I'm boning your friend now.
Did you try to do it like a comic where you're like, knock, knock? Guess where my dick is now.
Now, you know what I would do? I would really, Josh, I would really play up the sensitivity thing and how embarrassed I am and how she would have to help me because I can't unzip and unbutton. I mean, did you use that?
That's very sexy, Jay.
It's very...
She saw past that pretty quickly.
I see.
It's like, wow, you pee with an erection every time? Okay.
And how long you guys been married?
For some time now.
Very time. Now, you went to Evergreen State College. I went up and visited that school. That's in Oregon. I mean, is it
Washington State? Yeah.
Washington State. And that is the weirdest campus in the world. It is the I mean, even though my kid were they're hippies, we looked at it and
it was too hippie for you.
It was so weird, and it's way back in the forest.
Yeah, 1,000 acres of woods and just a bunch of hippie kids running around and taking mushrooms and shit like that.
Yeah, we went and all of a sudden it was like gnomes would come out of the forest and then run back into the forest.
I know him.
How did, what was your degree in?
I actually studied, creative writing and theater, and then I also, you can create your own courses, and I studied stand-up comedy, which was basically me, like, renting Richard Pryor tapes and getting high,
And they gave you a degree.
I went to that class.
Yeah.
It's a good one, huh?
Yeah.
Did you develop the palsy punch there?
Yeah, I did. It was a long time coming, but, it's just kind of people with cerebral palsy have a very bad startle reflex, and instead of me getting scared, I've just turned it into a well-placed punch. So if you sneak up on me, I will blast you in the face.
Well, we were talking about that Trayvon Martin tragedy, and so if you go to punch somebody, what makes the palsy punch so special?
Well, it's just very unpredictable. I mean, you don't know where it's coming from, and neither do I.
You have no idea where it's gonna go. Now, actually, when you were a kid, were you ever picked on? Did people say mean, horrible things to you?
Sure. I mean, kids are, kids can be cruel, but I've always had this stinging wit that, I'm not afraid to verbally beat you up. And like you said, if you get dumped by a guy with cerebral palsy, it's kind of humiliating. But if you get torn a new asshole by a guy with cerebral palsy, you look like an idiot.
Right.
It's true. I mean,
and now, other than the physical stuff, the inability, to put some words together, you sound great. Does it affect you physically at all? Do you have any things you have to?
How are you in bed?
Yeah, they call me the human vibrator.
And you know what? We have a comic that listens to us all the time.
Thank you.
And I'm going to recommend that maybe he could open for you. Do you mind if I recommend somebody, Josh Blue?
I don't mind.
No. Let's bring Shawnee on from Boston. Shawnee, welcome to the show. Wouldn't you love opening for Josh Blue?
Oh, I would. It'd be fantastic. We could call it the feel better about yourself tour.
Today, Junior.
Yeah, man, we could tour in our short bus, I'm sure.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of putting that kind of tour together where it's wonderfully funny guys? Now, Shawnee, what is it that you have? What do they call your malady?
Idiocy.
What?
What is it?
Idiocy. No, it's a stutter.
Jesus, all right.
Oh, you made Josh.
Now, Josh. Now, here you go. There's an old Jewish saying that when you throw your troubles up on a mountain after you saw everybody else's, you'd run and get yours. Would you rather have cerebral palsy or have what Shawnee has?
Come on, man. I'll stick with the palsy thing.
And by the way, Josh, I had Shawnee open for me in Rhode Island a couple times, and both times I didn't tell the audience anything about his stutter or his high-pitched voice. So
did he bury you?
It was fantastic. I loved it because they didn't know whether to laugh or to feel bad, and it was just so funny to see their reactions.
I'm kind of in the same boat right now.
It's the Feel Better About Yourself tour. Now, Shawnee, you really do perform in the Boston area. You're not kidding.
I've done some stand-up. I'm trying to do some more. Actually, the good thing is, I mean, I can fill an hour with like 4 or 5 jokes. I got tremendous staying power.
There you go. Now, Josh, I'm going to check. Now, this, of course, is about Josh Blue and, of course, Showtime, and it's the Sticky Change. And Josh, you go to joshblue.com, you'll see where he's appearing. Here's the amazing thing, Josh. Shawnee, when he sings, does not stutter.
Yeah.
So, Shawnee, just sing us a little song before we say goodbye to Josh. Go ahead, Shawnee.
Oh, beautiful station.
Wow.
And the waves
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, there you go. All right, thank you, Shawnee. Shawnee of Boston, thank you very much.
Wow. Well, I like your, I'll think about your suggestion of him opening for me.
Sure.
Maybe I'll get back to him in
Hey, by the way, speaking of writing, have you written movies, or, I mean, is there anything?
Yeah, I'm writing a book right now. It's just kind of a slow process.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, my writing skills, I went to school for creative writing, so I do a lot of writing, but as far as the physical writing part, it takes a while. I'm also on Twitter, and that's the thing people should know about my Twitter is that, every 3-word tweet that I do takes me like 45 fucking minutes. People should follow me just for the fact that you'll get great texts like, Skadiverdap and things like that. What does that mean?
Yeah, I like following Josh on Twitter because it reminds me of when my cat walks across my keyboard.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
JoshBlue.com. Josh, are you going to perform again this year in the Paralympics? Or aren't they coming up?
Yeah, my team just qualified for London this summer.
Wow. Okay.
Very cool, man.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm just excited to travel with the team because when you get a bunch of disabled people traveling together, there's nothing more entertaining than watching 12 dudes with cerebral palsy get off an airplane in a row. Everybody in the terminal thinks there's some type of zombie invasion going on.
They're like, what airlines are we never taking?
Yeah, right.
Me. All right.
The peanuts are bad.
I wanted to ask Josh. Being a stand-up, you had to have run into this where the comics who aren't your friends, let's say, but comics in the industry, and when I say industry, I mean L.A., are in the back of the room, usually sitting there motherfucking you because they think they're so cold-blooded, they think if they had cerebral palsy, they could do a better job. Like that's how comics work. Am I right?
Well, I'm happy to give them a brain injury if they'd like.
The old palsy punch.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Josh, you go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say about that. It is true. A lot of times, like you said earlier, some people thought I won last comic from the pity vote, but if you actually see my show, I'm the real deal. And I like people to think that it's pity because then when they come to my show, they see that well, it leaves the door wide open for me to take advantage of them.
You're absolutely right, because if you're remotely funny at that point, then you're going to kill, and you're funnier than remotely funny, so you're not going to have a problem.
And that's the thing is, I won Last Comic 6 years ago, and I don't think they'd be giving me a Showtime special now if it was just pity,
I don't see Dat Fan burning up the special spotlight.
Dat Fan.
Oh, Jesus, there's a disability there.
Sticky Change. It's actually starting in 5 days, they say, on Showtime.
Wednesday.
And
11 p.m.
April 18th at 11 o'clock. And the great Josh Blue, go to joshblue.com. Josh, thanks very much. Appreciate it, man.
You guys are great. Thank you.
See you, Josh.
All right. Stay where you are. I'll be right back.
Okay, you scumbags. Please listen to the Jay Thomas Show.
Did you hear that?
I need this job.
Howard 101. The Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas.
What a ridiculous way to start a day. Jay Thomas. Howard 101.
Well, it's so simple to be a comedian or an actor or a funny person and come on to a radio show and promote yourself and make people want to watch your special and maybe go see you. And this Aziz Ansari, he didn't show up on a Friday morning. And then when he did come on my afternoon show on 104, he was fucking awful. And he wouldn't have fun. He wouldn't do anything. It's just weird to me, Shuli. Just odd. Just come on and be like a normal, show us that you're at least a funny guy. Now, certainly doesn't hurt his career, and he'll continue being a comic, and he's on, what is he on, Community or Parks and Recreation?
I'll never have a career like you, Jay.
Yeah, right. But, he just didn't seem like a nice guy, whereas, this guy and most comics that come on, funny,
Because Aziz is a dick.
Yeah, I guess he is. Sounds like a dick. By the way, Whitney Houston is still dead. And she died in a foot of water.
This just did.
And they have concluded that she, there were residue, there was all sorts of stuff left in the room. Al, do you have the 911 call from the security guy?
Yes.
Now, this is the security guy calling the police. And here's what I'm gleaning from this. Whoever called the hotel security, after they called, they realized they had to clean up the room before anybody came up. And you'll hear what I think is evidence of that at the end of this 911 call. Security guy to hotel security guy to the 911 operator. Go ahead.
I need the paramedics. Apparently, you got a 46-year-old female found in the bathroom. That's all I've got right now, but they're requesting paramedics.
Oh, okay. Female found in the bathroom. What room is she in?
I'm not sure if she fell or she was in the bathroom with the water. 434, I'm sorry.
That's room 434?
Yes.
Okay. And it's not east, west, or anything else? It's room 434?
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't know if she's conscious of breathing at all?
Apparently, she wasn't breathing, and she's 46-year-old.
She was not breathing?
Yes.
Okay, but she is breathing now?
I don't know.
Okay.
She was, the person that called me was irate and didn't get much out of her.
Okay.
I've got security going there now.
Okay, we'll send police and fire over there with a person not breathing. Did it sound like the person was still not breathing?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, we'll get them there for not breathing. Is there any way you can get me to the room so I can try to do CPR?
Yeah, we're going there now.
Can you get me into the room so I can try to get CPR instructions?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, because she kept hanging up on us.
She kept hanging up on him.
Oh, my God, we need help. Bye.
Who talks that fast?
Yeah, really. That was...
Was that sped up?
No, that's the way they talk.
They didn't talk like that to me.
Well, no, there's a dead person in the bathtub.
I had a dead person.
Who did you have dead? Your boyfriend?
My dead boyfriend.
Did he kill himself in front of you?
No. I found him, though.
Oh. Was he cold? Was he frozen?
I didn't touch him.
Well, how did you know he was dead?
Because he didn't answer when I called his name.
Maybe he was just sleeping. Maybe he killed him.
Wait, you called his name, he didn't answer.
No, you could just, he's dead, but you don't know because it's so freaked out. He had, his limbs were black and he had gases bubbling around his nose.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I tried to listen to his heart. I mean, I never found a dead person before.
Oh, how am I going to make this
touch
funny?
Him.
Well, I just put my ear towards his heart, but my heart was pounding so fast I couldn't decipher his from mine.
How do I make this funny? This is tough. I'm going to stand up.
Now, you're dating someone. You're giving them, your
Here
good loving
go.
and all that
He
stuff.
Must have got freaked out about my cock.
Well, there you go. That's
took the short way to that joke.
That sure did. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Chuck. And now, of course, what's wonderful is that when something horrible happens to someone, like your mother, this Bobby Christina, she's got the daddy is,
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown, the mother, this and that and the other. And she goes on Oprah. And do we have her on Oprah, Al? The daughter?
That's what everybody wants to know is how are you doing?
Me, I'm getting through it, I'm doing as good as I possibly can, at this point.
Sure. It's got to be
doing
tough.
as good as I possibly can. Just trying to keep going.
Yeah.
Some days harder than others.
Yeah.
Very much so. Very much so. But I gotta keep going.
What's getting you through it?
Good question, Oprah.
My family and the Lord and her.
The Lord. Stay away from drugs.
Yep.
That's really it.
Hearing her in your head. I was wondering,
Amen.
Yeah, I hear my mom in my head, and she's still alive.
Truly remember your parents.
Well, turn it up. Let me hear Oprah talk to her.
Formidable
her
role model.
music
Hold on.
and her videos, and we get to see it.
Yeah.
And just for myself, who
And
was
you get the money.
a distant friend,
Yeah.
I can look at it sometimes, and sometimes I can't. Is it the same for you?
For me, it's I can sing her music, but to hear it right now,
Can't.
I can't. To hear it, I can hear her voice, in spirit talking to me and telling me, keep moving, baby.
Keep moving, baby.
I'm right here. I got you. But
I got you.
this works.
That's what she said all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's always with me. I can always feel her. I can always feel her with me.
Is that what you hear in your head? I've got you. Yeah.
That's all I hear. That's all I hear. She always told me, she always asked me, do you need me? Do you need me? And I caught myself one day. I caught myself out of nowhere. I didn't even know I said it, but out of nowhere I said, I always need you. And then I thought back and I was like, she always asked me, do you need me? And that just came out of my mouth. I always need you. I always need you.
Wow. And I'm sure that, like with everybody,
I do exactly what Oprah does. That's what all the interviewers do. All right, thank you very much.
I didn't know coke throat was genetic.
And Bobby Christina, of course, seems to have recovered pretty well from the death, and she's going to.
Oh, she is. She's doing all right.
Well, we have an interesting audio, a video and it has to do with a 4-foot bong that she's attached to. Here we go.
Right?
Yeah,
sounds like it.
Can we see something else?
What happened?
It's playing, but they had to bleep something out, I think.
Really? All this is bleeped?
She probably brings out her bank. She probably yells out her bank account info.
She is bent over.
Wait, go ahead. Tell us.
Smoking a giant bong.
Huge bong.
That's a big one.
But it's
somebody walking in front of the camera in their shorts.
Does the noise ever come back, Al? Or are we going to have to be,
I don't know. It's still playing. I don't know why. It just muted out.
It's playing and it muted out? Yeah. I don't think.
Well, it's one of her buddies totally set her ass up.
Here we go.
No, I restarted it. And
here we go.
Yeah, no, it just blanks out out of nowhere.
Restart it again so we can hear the sound cut off again.
Here we go. I want to hear it one more time.
Yeah, restart it again so we can hear the sound die.
There you go. That's all I needed to indict her.
It must be her own friend.
That's all I needed.
Her.
Yeah,
this is one of those rare cases where it's more visual than audio.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let's. Sorry. Stupid idiot.
Oh, Christ. He just broke his chair.
The fucking chair here just fell apart.
She sounded, well, you know what? Just put the chair next to the computers in the hall. And all the equipment that's piled up over there.
Hand me that 5/16 over there, Gianna.
By the way, during this high holy season for the chosen people, and that's why Ira's not here, because it's a chosen person holiday. Believe it or not, Mel Gibson is going to direct.
Is he in the news again, Jay? I haven't
co-writing and going to produce a movie about
Judah Maccabee.
Judah Maccabee. They've named the games. Speaking of, we had our little, crippled fellow on there. He's part of he's part of these, crippled Olympics. But anyway, I don't know the right words to say sometimes. He got Joe Esterhaus, who wrote Striptease and some other great
Basic
films.
Instinct.
Basic Instinct, to write a movie about what did Maccabee do? He's a great warrior. What was he in your history?
Yeah, he did something with something.
He did something right.
It's like he has a rental car company now. I'm not sure.
And they went to Costa Rica, I guess, and Joe Esterhaus brought his son. It was just announced yesterday that they have stopped whatever the process is of writing this movie. It's Mel Gibson.
Officially on hold.
Yes, Mel Gibson making a movie about a great Jewish person in history, right? And they've stopped it. This is Joe Esterhaus, I believe, on TMZ, talking about his experience.
So far, you're the only source for this information that Mel Gibson had these rants and said these things. What proof do you have?
I would be happy. I would be happy to answer that. I have a tape that my 15-year-old son made in the middle of a violent harangue in Costa Rica, threatening harangue, where he said the vilest and most threatening things. He had Nick hit his iPod because he was frightened about what was going to happen. There are also witnesses. There are witnesses. There were other people in Costa Rica with us. My wife was there. The house manager was there. The situation in Costa Rica was so bad that the help said to their kids, get out of the house and hide, because he was so out of control. My son Nick wound up snatching a butcher knife from the kitchen and sleeping with it under his pillow because he was so frightened.
God damn. You know, as we just heard in Amy Robach's report, that Mel Gibson released a statement. He's called everything you've said utter fabrications, and he's called your script substandard. Are you planning to release this videotape that you say you have that is proof of what you're alleging?
Yes. I don't know what I'm going to do with the videotape. I'll tell you this. In his response to me, he said these were utter fabrications. And 2 paragraphs later, he apologized and said, I want to make a clear apology. If these are fabrications, what is he apologizing for? I don't like to be called a liar, and I'm not the first person who has described this kind of behavior. Other people have seen it. This particular behavior, in terms of the threats to Oksana, especially, I think is really threatening.
So why are you going public? Why are you on television this morning making this letter public?
I didn't go public. Somehow the internet organ called the Rap found my letter. And then Mel denied it. And I'm not going to stand for people calling me a liar, so I'm here.
Wow. So Mel Gibson gets the whole family there. Of course, this guy Esterhaus sounds like he brought like a troop with him of people. Yeah. And Mel goes on some sort of a...
What kind of rant brings a kid to grab a butcher knife and thinks the guy from Lethal Weapon's going to kill you in your sleep?
A guy taking your medicine.
In all fairness, when I went to go see that Beaver movie, I brought a knife with me. I slit my throat during that fucking thing.
By the way, watching her, Jodie Foster promote that she has a movie with Mel Gibson where he has a beaver on his hand. And actually saying how important a work it was, and it was about mental illness and the whole thing. If Mel Gibson was the greatest guy in the world, a movie with a person with a beaver on their hand and talking to it and being, trying to be sympathetic, it just didn't work on any level. And what they do sometimes is, if you'll do one of their movies, they'll do your next movie. You know what I mean? It's like a studio will go, you want to do the movie about what? About the mentally ill guy with a beaver on his hand. Okay. Well, we're going to have you trapped in a fucking safe room in the next movie.
Right.
With your daughter or whatever. All right. We have more audio and video. One, a horrible butter shortage from a while back in Norway, and a CNN reporter that must have gotten sick of saying, there's a bad word in this report. She just went ahead and said it. Stay where you are.
The Jay Thomas Show.
You're listening to Kevin Bacon's favorite show, The Jay Thomas Show.
There's a right way to do this kind of thing, and this is not it.
Howard 101. Jay.
Heavy for Jay. Let me tell you why. He's the best of all the guys. What?
The Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas.
Howard 101.
There are certain things that you absolutely have to know when you go to work at certain places, and there's a setup there, right? So if you go to work for a Christian school and you're the volleyball coach and you're in Texas and you come to school and announce that you're an unwed mother and your stomach starts getting big, and they can you, I'm on the side of the Christian school, Shuli. I mean, they don't want that. You know, if you are a member of if you go to a Christian school or if you're the coach or whatever and you start announcing that you're gay, then don't work there.
So don't be yourself. Whatever job you get, don't be yourself.
Well, you know what? You're right. You
Jay,
cannot. What?
My parents sent me to Catholic school in 7th grade.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what God was at that point.
Well, that you know,
I
you
was
can go.
Just like, what is all that?
But you kept your mouth shut. You
I
didn't
did.
start.
I
you're
was
right.
smart enough to shut up, and I
Thank
had
you.
to go to separate religious classes to catch up all the sacraments.
If you sent me to a Jewish school, I am certainly not going to be making a swastika out of maple syrup. Now, if I go to an Amish school, Shuli, I might do that. You know, might get maple syrup and do something horrible,
right?
But not, you know. So let's
what a weird condiment to
I
put
really
your hatred
wonder-
out there.
And have the mother. By the way, that happened in Beverly Hills. The mother dropped the 3 kids off so that they could put Jews and a swastika in front of a Jewish family's home in Beverly Hills. And John Lovitz is in that neighborhood. That's double trouble right there.
Yeah, really.
Let's listen to the coach from the Christian school in Dallas. And she won't say who the dad is or if there's a dad or what her deal is. Go ahead.
To know that I'm not there.
She is 39 weeks pregnant and faces quite a predicament.
I looked it up and I was like, they can't do this.
For 3 years, Kathy Sanford coached volleyball at Heritage Christian Academy in Rockwall, was named Coach of the Year, taught science too. But when she got pregnant last fall, the school fired her. The reason? Ms. Sanford was not married.
We all have different views and interpretations, and it's not necessarily, I don't think, the Christian thing to do, just to throw somebody aside because of those.
You can't discriminate against somebody who's pregnant or has a pregnancy-related medical condition.
Sure you can.
Booyah.
That is both state and federal law.
But Heritage Christian tells us this case isn't so simple. Sanford could not get fired for this in a public school, but this is a private religious one. And HCA tells us that it considers teachers ministers since they're allowed to share their beliefs in the classroom.
The Supreme Court, as a matter of fact, within the last month has ruled 9-0 that a Christian school does have that right.
Hand me the maple syrup, please.
And so we have the right to have standards of conduct.
The headmaster tells us Ms. Sanford violated the moral clause in her contract, was not a Christian role model.
How's it going to look, you know, to a little 4th grade girl that sees that she's pregnant and she's not married?
Well, why would the 4th grade girl know that she's not married?
So Ms. Sanford is now considering legal
But why would they know that? What 4th grader would be like, oh, you're pregnant. Are you married?
But also, what's right?
There's no husband. There's no, God forbid, there's a girlfriend.
But they don't know. The staff knows that. The faculty knows that. The kids don't fucking know that.
Yeah, well, kids always ask their teachers that stuff.
Look,
So
in
just
California,
lie to them. Just lie to them like you lied to them and didn't tell them you were fucking knocked up without a husband.
In California, my kids had a 1st grade teacher. She was making out with her partner, whatever the fuck it was, and she gets pregnant. They, you know, bought some sperm or something, and in California, we dealt with it or whatever, but yeah, you had to explain to your kids, that's whatever her name is, and that's her husband or wife or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, I'd rather not have gone through that, to be honest. But that's the way.
To quote Louis C.K., you don't want people living their lives and being who they are because you don't want to have a 5-minute fucking conversation with your kid. Is basically
you know what? That's exactly correct.
Right.
That's the way I feel. I don't want to have to, explain it. I'd like them to choose someone of the other sex, possibly. Right. Try and keep them on the straight and narrow. That's right. It's fine to be gay. It is. You can do whatever you want to do. But, you don't want to give them the idea to be. Let's say your kids are just walking around. They go, let me try this gay thing. Just keep it off the table is how I feel about it. Keep it off the table.
It's like weed. You're not against it, but you're not going to jump out and show them how to roll a joint.
No, I'm not. And I'm going to take it away from them, punish them, and then smoke it later with my wife. Now, I got this note from a guy named Clark. He said, Jay, I'm a black male, and I have been offended by the Mary J. Blige commercial. You see, it's not that we're upset about people eating chicken. It's because she's singing about chicken. Now, this is a controversy that happened this week.
What's the difference?
This is Burger King. They have pulled this commercial, and I just mentioned it. I hadn't even really heard it during the week. Mary J. Blige is singing about chicken. And, Jay, you have to be honest. Every time they want to sell something to black people, they either fucking dance or they sing it to us. Okay? Signed sincerely, live from the streets. Do we have the offending commercial that has been pulled, please, Al?
Exciting things are happening at Burger King.
Welcome to Burger King.
Oh, what's in those new chicken snack wraps?
What's in the new chicken snack?
Chicken wraps?
Mary?
Mary J. Blige.
Crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, 3 cheeses, tasty.
Yeah.
Get the white guy dancing.
The new chicken snack wraps. Come and get it at Burger King.
That's been pulled. That's off the air.
Now, who are they mad at? Not at Burger King.
Mary J. Blige singing about chicken.
They got to be mad at Mary. It's not Burger King's fault.
And she's apologized. And
she said publicly, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
Yeah, she said
she was paid $2 million for that.
Of course she was. What do you think she's singing about fried chicken for?
And she said she would never offend her own race.
Shit, I'd fucking do a fucking song and tap dance number about Auschwitz for the right fucking paycheck. It wasn't as bad as they say it was.
And now Shuli Egar for
Auschwitz,
bacon.
yeah.
Sometimes we complain too much.
Yeah.
Burger King is claiming that's a licensing issue and the commercial will be reinstated.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a good one, Burger King.
Anyway, I don't guess you see Denzel selling, watermelon and stuff.
Right,
I mean, they don't.
Right.
That's the thing. The statement was that they think it's inappropriate for a black person to be singing about or selling chicken, and the word watermelon was used in one of the statements. Now, I'm looking at a KFC commercial, and there's lots of black people in it. McDonald's chicken nuggets and all that.
Well, if Cyndi Lauper makes the commercial, is that okay then?
Well,
let's put that out there.
No one gives a shit about what Cyndi Lauper eats.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
A white singer versus a black singer, same content.
We got no falafel today.
You know what? Cyndi Lauper better not sing about a vanilla fucking milkshake in front of me. That's all I can tell you. Al, do we need to take another break?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay. When we come back.
Oh, by the way, real quick, Jay, about the college teacher who got fired for being
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the whole Christian story start with an unwed mother?
We'll be right back.
Here's a news flash.
Jay Thomas, he hates geckos.
Howard 101.
So what's your name?
Jay Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go!
This is the Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Howard 101.
Crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, 3 cheeses, French fries and wrapped up in tasty flour tortilla. Crispy chicken.
Actually we got more material than we can fit in here. All right, there you go. That's Paul.
Shuli's dancing.
Well, butter shortage in Norway. We'll have to help for holdover. Also, on CNN, they are desperately struggling to do anything they can. They get smashed by Fox. They just get they get killed in the ratings. So I think they're giving some instructions over there to maybe, become cutting edge or turn it up or whatever, and no one knows what to do. What's this reporter's name, by the way, Kenny Eddy?
Susan Candiotti.
Susan Candiotti.
She's been around for a while. She's a vet.
Doing this report. There was a black woman at the desk, and she throws it to Susan Candiotti. Now, within the report, yes, you could have the person say it, the actual person, the offending person, but to have the reporter say these words, the first time I've ever heard anything like this, and from what I hear inside CNN, everybody just, didn't know what to do. Basically. They didn't know what to do, and when they went back to the poor black woman at the desk, she
didn't mention anything. Nothing happened.
Here we go.
I got news for you.
All right, disturbing new developments surfacing in just the last few hours concerning the shooting spree in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 2 men are now under arrest for the shootings of 5 African-American men. 3 of those victims died. Both suspects are white, and today, Tulsa authorities are sorting through the suspects' Facebook pages where they are finding racist comments and a personal anniversary. Let's bring in Susan Candiotti. She's following the story in Tulsa.
Frederica, some very interesting and, as you indicated, disturbing information about his background. We understand CNN has learned from police and according to documents as well, and from relatives, that a couple of years ago, England's father was responding to his daughter who was asking for help when her house was being broken into. He went after the suspect in this case, the father. The two had a fight. Mr. England's father was not armed, but the other man was, turned around and shot him. That man, evidently, according to court documents that we have found, indicate that he was not prosecuted for that crime. Now, this, according to relatives, has troubled him ever since, and CNN has also discovered what police have. There was a Facebook posting made just the other day, written by the suspect in this case, that police are examining, and it reads like this. Today is 2 years that my dad has been gone, shot by, and please excuse the language, it's very sensitive, shot by a fucking nigger. It's hard not to go off between that and Sharon. Sharon is, we have to pause and say, is England's girlfriend who, according to family members, committed suicide in front of the suspect in this case just last December, in front of him and in front of their baby.
The tape didn't jump out of the camera.
The Facebook posting goes on to say, I'm gone in the head. Dad and Sharon, his girlfriend, I love and miss you. I think about you both every second of the day. Now, we have learned that this is something that police are taking a very close look at to see whether this might be a motive in this case.
I can't get over what she said. Whatever is happening,
she could have followed that up with, and it ends with, I miss sloppy twat, and it wouldn't have fazed me. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Well,
Man.
I want to catch up on that butter story next Friday.
Well, absolutely. We'll have the butter shortage story and everything else.
And keep in mind, it's a fucking butter.
By the way, on Monday, are you going to run the auditions that you did the other day?
Yeah, I ran some yesterday. I'll run some today. And,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And Howard will be on Monday Live talking.
And then Monday afternoon back at 104? J. Thomas 104. And, of course, you, Gianna, will be doing your hair extensions.
I have
right?
a client at noon today.
In the men's room, which is weird.
And Al, what are you doing this weekend, Al?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, Ira. Not much.
Don't you have lunch planned with Ira?
Yes, I do, actually. A free lunch.
All right. And Nick, what are you doing? Nick, the intern, what are you...
He's rethinking his radio career.
It's his birthday.
He's going to beat up that guy who cut his hair.